Yo, what's good, everybody? I appreciate you guys checking in Sunday night, as we always do, trying to hit you guys with the latest news, what's happening with the Raiders. But as you guys mostly saw in most of the thumbnails, we're going to talk about defensive free agents. That's what we're going to focus on today. We're going to rock out and take a look at guys that we want to prioritize, guys that we want to move on from. We could look at the draft. We could look at other free agents that are available in this upcoming offseason. But free agency is about to rock. I think it's March 12th when everything opens up. And so that's right around the corner. I know we're all looking at the draft, but free agency starts first. We got a lot of salary cap. We got a lot of things to play with, but at the same time, we also got a lot of free agents that we got to focus on and possibly bring in. And so I appreciate the chat. I appreciate everybody rocking with us. I got my guys with me. I got Chris Protection Show Podcast. I got The Severe Raider. I'm 805 Raider Real Talk. Raider Nation, I appreciate you guys popping through and rolling up. I'm going to hit the chat in just a second, but I got to say what's up to my guys. So I'll tell you guys, I'm be honest. I feel like it's been a minute. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because there's no news really going on. I was like, man, I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in like 3 weeks. It's weird as shit, but you know what I'm saying? But, man, I know Valentine's Day was rocking. We had a lot of things going on, just maybe personally, but Severe, man, how you feeling? What's happening?
Oh, yeah, man, feeling good. You know, just about to really start deep diving into some of these prospects, you know, coming forward. The draft is coming up, combine is coming up. All those like all-star and bowl games for college season, they're done with. So about to really start deep diving in there. I got a few guys I like, you know, a few of my favorites, but I'm really starting to look at some of those lower tier guys, and try to see if we can find some hidden gems.
That's the biggest thing, right? I mean, it's like that's what a lot of people saying, I live by it in a sense that it's those gems, right? It's those 5th, 6th, 7th rounders, even some of those, got undrafted free agents. You know, some of those guys that you want to target. If you can find those gems, you know, like a Charles Snowden. You know, Charles Snowden was an undrafted free agent from us, but he started week 1 after Malcolm Kuntz went down. So you need some guys that can step in and help him produce. You know, Sincere McCormick is one of them. You know, and so definitely looking at the gems and trying to find guys late. So I'm with you, man, with 100%. Chad, I appreciate you guys rolling through. I'm gonna hit you guys up in a second.
And there's a guy on our roster. If you look at him last year, I think he was drafted in the 7th. He looks like he was drafted in the 7th. A guy named Tyree Wilson. I don't know if you guys know him. I think he plays like a guy that was drafted late. So if we can get some protection out of that guy, those late round guys coming up, and that'll help us a lot.
It starts. I should have went to Chris quicker than that. God damn it, Severe. But yeah, Chad, I'm gonna hit you guys up.
He can't help himself. He can't help himself, man.
Couldn't. But Chris, man, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just like Severe, man. Definitely taking this time to kind of dig deep, into some of these prospects. Because honestly, I'm not a guy that likes to get too caught up in the combine. You know, like I may look at some guys with some measurables and just see what, their tape shows, but I'm not a guy that's just going to watch the combine and talk about, oh, wow, he can throw the ball, and all that stuff. So I'm really going to take the time just to look at some film and kind of break some guys down. But like you said, if we can get some good value guys later in the draft, find some of those diamonds in the rough. I mean, Jacoby Myers was an undrafted guy, so you can really find some good guys out there that kind of fly under the radar, and to me that's what's that's what makes a difference between good organizations and poor organizations.
And that's how you find consistent success.
Exactly.
It's not the one-hit wonders. It's not dumping all the money into one player, but you don't surround them with talent. And next thing you know, you might make the playoffs, but you don't get there, and then you got to dismantle everything because you just dropped. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And so you got to coach them up. You got to build them up. You got to build through the draft. I think we all agree that's definitely a spot that we got to really address and get into. But yeah, man, it was crazy. So I shot you guys a little bit of a message. I swear I saw, and shout out to I see you, Dre. All right. I'm salute to you, brother. And I'm gonna say what's up to chat. I swear I saw Sweet Feet on the golf course today. I went up, took a little time for myself, went ahead and went to the driving range, just chilling out, grabbed a beer right after, and I'm sitting there and right in front of me. I was just about to yell Sweet Feet. I was like, damn, like might not need
You
it.
looked up like,
Yeah, he's like, oh man.
But
Sweet
no, man,
feet.
it's just being around this area, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't know when you're gonna run into somebody, you know what I'm saying?
That's
It's
true.
like if I'm just going and going grocery shopping, I see someone that's like 6'5" walking down the aisle. I'm like, wait a second, I gotta do a little bit of a double take. But it's cool shit being in this area, I'm not gonna lie. But hey, guys, we do got some news. We're gonna hit you guys with justice in just a second, but definitely want to shout out to the chat. Eric Raiders, what's happening, man? Appreciate you pulling up. Frank Perez in the building, what's good? Mark, appreciate you rolling through. Sacktown, what's happening, man? Appreciate you showing up. Hot Six, what's good, man? What's happening? Appreciate you. Taddy in the building. Yeah, what's good, man? Appreciate you. Dre said what's up, but I'll do it one more time, brother. You're always popping through with us, man. Appreciate you. Robert Penny in the building. Tuba Chile as well. What's happening? Big Game James, what's good, brother? What's happening? Super Omnicron, appreciate you pulling up. Appreciate you. Raiders Allegiance, what's good? What's good? EC in the building as well. What's happening? Manny Dunlap, what's good? What's happening? What's good? What's good? Let's go. We got Steve popping through as well. Jeff, what's happening, man? I'm sorry to take you away from your 24-hour lives, man, but I appreciate you joining us for a
man.
It'd be marathons,
Oh, man, he went what, 8 hours?
Something like that, bro. Like
shout out to Jeff, man.
One of the things was, and I was gonna say it in one of his lives, I was like, everybody has YouTube shorts. Like Jeff's YouTube short is like 6 hours.
Yeah.
That's his short. Like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Most shorts are 1 minute. His is 6 hours compared to what he pulls. But shout out to you, Jeff. Appreciate you pulling up. Cool cat, what's happening? Billy Davis, what's good? What's good? Raiders for Chris, man. I see you went live with a couple of the other guys.
He was on there with them. Salute.
Yeah, good to see you. I may be starting up a channel. Guys, I don't know if your channel's live yet, man. Go hit up Chris. But Chris, we got some news in just a second. So stick around, brother. Appreciate you pulling up. Let's go. LS, what's good, man? It's good seeing you. Let's see. Raider Paul, what's happening?
Raider Paul.
Space Beast, what's happening, man? Appreciate you pulling up. JD in the building as well. What's good? What's good? The Truth, what's happening? Cedric pulling up as well. Good seeing you, man. Everybody's in the building. I appreciate you guys. Tyler A, what's happening? Appreciate you guys pulling up. And so with everybody in the building, we're going to pull this up real quick just to let you guys know. So we do got some news.
9.5.
What's up?
Anytime your lives get into shoe sizes, bro, you like you was on a different kind of mission, man.
It's real, man. It's real. I'm telling you.
I don't want to do nothing for 9.5 hours. Nothing. I don't think there's anything I want to do for 9.5 hours.
I'm with you. I can't even watch film for 9.5 hours.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything I want to do that long.
That's deep.
I got ADD, so I definitely can't.
Man, exactly.
What's up, AC? I see you just pull up, man. Appreciate you coming through. I don't want to pay Darnold. I think we all with you on that. But if we do pay Darnold, get ready, because then that means he's our guy. That's just my opinion. Moving forward. So, but look, if you guys are in the Vegas area next week, obviously Saturday, the 22nd, Chris is going to be participating. You got the Commitment to Excellence dinner on Saturday going on in Henderson, Nevada. Chris is going to be there again. But the very next day, myself, Chris, as well as Severe, we're going to be at Barcode Burger on Sunday, the 23rd at 1 p.m. We're going to rock. Party's going to go on for a little bit, little meet and greet, hang out, do our thing, have something to eat, some drinks, chill out, do it a little bit earlier. So then afterwards, if anybody that's staying all the way through Sunday, maybe we can go off and party a little bit, find a little, maybe put a little something on Black 33. That's just my number. But we're gonna be at Barcode Burger. Exactly. We're gonna be at Barcode Burger. So if any of y'all are in the Vegas area next weekend on Sunday, you open. We're gonna start throwing this around. Barcode Burger at 1 p.m. next Sunday, a week from today, 1 p.m. And so, Barcode does a lot of things. They do a lot of things throughout the entire season. They got a party bus that goes from their location to the stadium. And then basically takes you from the stadium back to Barcode Burger. They do a lot of watch parties. I know a lot of other content creators have been there and have done lives there, have done podcasts there. And the owner, Cody, he's down to do anything related to Raiders. And so as soon as I brought it up to him, he was like, let's do it without question. So we're kind of working on potentially some drink specials, some food specials, stuff like that. So again, 1 p.m. next Sunday. If you are in the area, share the word. If you guys are on social media, if you can, I'm going to put this up on my social media. I'm going to give it to Chris and Severe. If you guys can share it to yours, we definitely appreciate it, because the more Raider fans that we can get, just the more it's just going to be, just be popping. You know what I'm saying? And so appreciate you guys. But yes, next weekend, Sunday, Barcode Burger, 1 p.m. If you guys in the Vegas area, pull up and roll through. Appreciate you guys. So we're going to come back up. Everybody else that's coming through. Arnie, I see you in the building as well. What's happening? I'm going to say what's up to everybody else. Me's in the building. Cuban Raider, what's good? What's happening? So, Chris, your part starts at 1. Hey, I have a feeling with some sort of crowd, maybe somebody I'm pointing to, it might go low live for a little bit longer. So,
we might be there for a while. We might be there for a while.
Yeah, and if the party moves, man, I'll definitely let you know. Hit me up if it moves after a handful of hours. But I'm sure we're going to be there when the sun goes down. What's up, Frank? What's good, man? So, yeah, all right, what we're going to do, I think there was a question. Remember, if you guys have a question, hit that hashtag Raiders. It'll catch my eye. If you do have a question, I think I did see one earlier. Someone did hit that hashtag Raiders. It did catch me. It says, Big 183, what's happening? What's going on? He said, what's popping, guys? We need to go New York Yankees as far as defense offseason coach. So are you saying that we just need to go big on the defensive side? I'm thinking that's what you're saying. You're saying offseason coach. Obviously, our coaching staff is already in the works. It's already set in stone. But if you're saying we got to go big in the offseason on the defensive side, I'm with you. My only opinion on that is it's going to be our easiest or quickest chance at success is through the defense. Obviously, we got some good defensive pieces. We have more chemistry on the defense. There's a lot of things that we need to build in the offense. And so our quickest and easiest path to success next year is through the defense. So if you're meaning we got to swing for the fences on the defense side, I'm with you. Severe, got any thoughts on that side?
Yeah, I mean, I think right now the defense is further ahead than the offense. If for nothing else, then, the continuity piece of it all. I think we've made more investments and smarter investments on that side of the ball, whether it be maxxcrosby, Christian Wilkins, bringing over Robert Spillane. I think we've drafted better on that side by and large. So I think, we were expecting this last year, to kind of depend on our defense heavily, and early season injuries, off-season injury to Malcolm Coonson and early season injury to Christian Wilkins. That kind of derailed us a little bit, as well as, Marcus Epps. I think that kind of slowed down our progress early on until Isaiah Palomau stepped up. And then the regression of Jack Jones hurt us a little bit as well. But if we can make some good, some solid draft picks or make some solid free agent acquisitions, I think that we can catapult ourselves into being a top 10 defense, especially with, Christian Wilkins. I think he's going to come back this year. I think he's going to be on a mission, especially because there's going to be a lot of talk about – there was already a lot of talk about how we overpaid him. And then the fact that he got hurt and he really wasn't super productive early on that season. And right when he started to get it going, he got hurt. So I think he's going to want to prove a lot of people wrong. So I'm expecting an inspired season for him next year.
Yeah, I'm with you, Chris. I'm going to throw it to you in just a second. But I saw a crazy stat that the Eagles – they played in the Super Bowl with 21 out of their 22 starters that started the season, which is crazy. I mean, health is without question one of the things that a team has to, just get lucky, right? You just got to get lucky that you can get through a season with some healthy players. But if you can, shout out to the Eagles, medical staff, the whole nine. I mean, getting them prepared and getting them ready. But for them to be able to do that, obviously injuries hurt us. And if we can stay just a little more healthy than we were last year, man, this defense could could pop off and do some good things. But Chris, man, what's your thoughts on this question from Big One?
Yeah, well, just kind of piggybacking off what you said, with the Eagles staying healthy, one thing about them, they have depth. They can do, a good, especially up front. They have a strong rotation up front where, they can keep their guys fresh. And then they can keep their guys in there, for the key moments, when, feeling good and not as winded. So they've done everything right as far as, just the way you draft and go about it. But yeah, as far as kind of us as a defense, our team, I think that, with the continuity that we have, I expect a lot of, I have high expectations for that D, especially that defensive line. As long as we retain the people that, we'll probably talk about retaining, but I was excited for last year, before the season started. I was excited for that defense.
We all were.
Yeah, like I really thought we were going to take that next step. And I think this year, we're going to take a step as long as we can stay healthy. Like I think, D-Cam, someone like him, I don't think he's going to be like a star in the NFL, but I think he can probably develop into a good rotational player. I think Isaiah Palomar will continue to develop, just some of those year 2, year 3 players, under the same system, just like Trayvon Moore did. Once he got under the same system for a few years, he was able to react more instead of just thinking. So really able to read and react, and that's when guys play their best ball. So it's going to be a good thing to see. And from the offensive standpoint, we're going to have to put our trust into Chip Kelly, and we'll see what happens there. But if he can get us
Chris,
going,
put your trust into Chip Kelly. Okay, just put some trust in it.
Yeah, we got to. I ain't got no choice.
I got no choice. I'm with you, man. Yeah, man. And that's the thing is, like I just said, like if we're going to have the best chance at instant success, it's going to come from the defensive side. You know what I'm saying? And so I definitely want to prioritize defense, and that's why tonight we are going to look strictly at the defensive free agents. We're going to take a look at who we want to prioritize and bring back, who we decide to let go, move on from. I'm going to bring up whether it be Spot Track. We're going to bring up Draft Buzz, all those, and we're going to kind of rock through these. But we're definitely going to get through some of the questions because I see some questions flying. I appreciate everybody pulling up. We're going to get through some questions. But first, we're going to rock out in one of our segments, man. We're going to get into it and have a little bit of fun before we get to the other questions because, chat, we are going to get to your questions, I promise. Let me go take this one off just so we kind of make a little bit of room. All right, let's do this. Let's have a little bit of fun. All right, remember, guys, no smartphones, nothing like that. Don't be cheating. Don't be cheating, you guys.
You got 15 seconds to answer.
Bang. All right, here we go. Who did better as a Raider? Man, I'm going to have to scroll all the way down to get these answers, too. I'm going to try to come back and get you guys the questions. Promise. I'm going to star them real quick just so I get them. All right, cool. All right, who did it better? All right, let's go. Let's see what you guys got. This one. Who did better as a Raider? Most passing touchdowns again. We did this before. We're going to do it one more time. We're going to pop this up. Chat, let me see. All right.
Woo.
We got left to right. We got
Aaron Brooks.
We got Aaron Brooks, and we got Marcus Tuiasosopo. Which one had more passing touchdowns?
Wait, who's that first one? That's Connor Cook?
No,
Jared Stidham. Stiddy.
Oh, Stiddy. Okay.
Stiddy. Jay Stiddy.
Who had the most passing touchdowns as a Raider? Jared Stidham, Aaron Brooks, or Marcus Tuiasosopo. I actually liked Marcus Tuiasosopo, man. When he came in.
I liked him coming out of Washington. I thought he was
and that's it. Man. Yeah. And that's it. We always thought he was going to have his day. Whenever he got in there, he stunk up the joint.
Steve he's got Marcus.
I don't think it's him.
He's got Marcus.
I'm gonna roll Aaron Brooks, man. But I don't remember how many games Aaron Brooks started. I remember it was rough though. Jared Stidham only started like 2 games.
Dre, that's not an answer.
Yeah, but he probably had.
I'm gonna go Aaron Brooks.
I had like 5 touchdowns.
I'm gonna go Aaron Brooks. Yeah, he bought against the Niners, and then it got.
I'm going steady.
It might
got
be
Aaron
Marcus,
Brooks. So Aaron Brooks stuck up the joint. gosh.
God,
I'm
he's
going
got
Aaron
Brooks.
Brooks. I'm talking about as a Raider.
As a Raider, that's it.
Yeah,
as a
only
Raider.
Raider. Yeah, only Raider.
Marcus, Josh Sage, and Marcus maybe.
Yeah, it's either Marcus or Aaron Brooks.
Marcus.
I shout out to my
Sarah,
guy Josh, man. That's my guy. Josh.
I don't remember Tui
on,
doing nothing though.
All right, I gotta rock.
Okay,
gotta do it because I know them somebody cheating out there. I know it. Here we go.
What we got?
Damn,
Oh, I told you, man.
Barely still.
Barely. I didn't know
like,
that
Tui been on the team forever.
And that's the thing. Like, and there was games where he started.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when I was looking it up, I'm sitting there going, did he only have 2 touchdowns? Like,
yeah.
He got playing time.
No, he did. He had his chance. Like
he did.
Yeah, he had his opportunity, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that is crazy. That's 2 games. That's 2 games.
Yeah, that's 2 games. That's sad.
Yeah.
Sad,
yeah, like that's crazy.
But you know what though? I was actually kind of geeked when we got Aaron Brooks though.
He was kind of cold with the Saints.
Yeah, kind of cold with the Saints.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, man. I was like, okay, that's
exactly
crazy.
And so, all right, I'm gonna set the next one. We're gonna make this work. All right.
That is sad, bro. That's sad.
Yeah, man, that's sad. That's
sad.
Let's set the next one real quick. Let's see. All right. There we go. Just straight longest reception. Longest reception, not touchdown reception, just longest reception as a Raider. Remember, guys, is all as just a Raider. Shout out to everybody. Yeah, Raider allegiance. You're saying wearing number 2 is bad luck.
Man.
It is.
You ain't lying. All right, let's go. Remember. No smartphones. Here we go. We got Marcus Allen. You got Amari Cooper and Nelson Aguilar on the right-hand side. Nelson Aguilar.
So it's the
longest reception.
Huh. Interesting.
Who we got? Let's see.
I'm actually going to go
Aguilar.
Yeah, I'm going to go Aguilar because
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna throw. I think he threw Marcus out in there for a reason.
Dre's
I can see Marcus taking a screen somewhere, but yeah, I'm gonna go Nelly, man. I'm gonna go Nelly.
You got Nelson Aguilar.
I'm gonna go Marcus Allen.
We got people flying with it. I appreciate everybody. Let's see. Against the Bills. I just remember I went and saw one of the games I saw in Oakland was when Mark Cooper caught the deep ball from Derek Carr against the Ravens. A sweet little post corner out. I mean, that thing was deep. Saw that shit in person. That shit was nasty. All right, all you guys. We got people getting at it. All right, here we go.
I knew that. I knew he threw that in for a reason.
Yeah, screen pass or something. Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was just straight. It was like just a dump off pass.
Yeah,
and just took it. 92. Man,
who was that converted corner we had that couldn't really catch, but he was fast. He had some crazy big receptions. This was recently. It was with Carr. I want to say on the Gruden.
Tywan Jones?
Nah, Tywan Jones. He played receiver.
Running
he
back.
Played running back at Eastern Washington.
Back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you talking about someone that's a corner?
He was a corner, but we converted him to wide receiver. He was stupid fast.
He was a corner. Convert him to receiver.
To wide receiver. Yeah, he was stupid fast though. Dang, what's my guy's name? You know, I usually know these people.
Yeah, I don't even remember who
he was from the Florida area. He was from the Florida area. He was from Florida. I want to say he was he close with Antonio? He was maybe from the same area that Antonio Brown was from. What's my guy's name? He had I think he had a crazy long reception against the Dolphins, and he did like the celebration, like the big ball celebration.
Yeah.
Shit. I don't know. I'm waiting.
Not Stanford route. He went to
not Stanford route.
He's a Rico Gafford. Bam. There
Rico Gafford.
Rico Gafford. Yes.
Just another DJ. Just in time, brother.
He was on a practice squad for a while though, wasn't he?
Was.
And we just
he was stupid fast.
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna be that dude.
He was fast.
Yeah. So hey, guys, stick around, man. That's one segment. The next one's going to be start them, bench them, cut them. It's going to be a good one. So stick around for the next one. But we're gonna take a look at all the defensive free agents. Okay, that's what we're gonna rock into. But I promise you guys, I would go back and get at least a couple of the questions because there were some. Let me kind of just go back up. Let's see. I knew there's some questions. I tried to highlight them. Give me 1 second because I know there's some decent ones here. Bam, let's see. Here we go. Arnie, you're saying, would you be mad if we run it back with the same quarterback room and draft best player available every round of the draft with no quarterback?
Yes, I would be mad. Absolutely. Absolutely.
If we didn't draft any QB at all, I'll be pissed off. I'll be pissed off.
If we didn't draft any QB, I'd be pissed. 100%. Would be absolutely pissed. There's nobody in this quarterback room that is a solidified number one or is working them way into being number one. You can think Aiden O'Connell needs another chance, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, he still has not solidified himself as a true number one. And so you definitely still need to, because we pick so high in the draft, that means you pick high in every single round. I think that bringing in some of these, even if you target a quarterback in the third, fourth round, we got 2 number 3s.
Yeah.
You can still pull a guy that, you know what, start to prep him and see what you got, you know? And so, Chris, I'll throw it to you first, man. I know you just said you'd be pissed, but elaborate a little bit on it.
There's zero chance that happens. Zero. I mean, going into the season, we were ranked 31st or 32nd worst quarterback room in the NFL. And the thought of bringing that back, the thought of looking at that and say, hey, we're gonna run that back. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's no. I can't even elaborate on that. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
All right, Severe thoughts?
Yeah,
man, that'd be insanity. I would call for SpyTek's firing. I mean,
right then.
I'm like, yo, bro, get this dude a body.
This ain't working.
I come from the school of until you have a guy, and even when you get a guy, I'm drafting one every draft, every single draft. If it's the first round, it's the 7th. I'm taking one every single draft, at least one, because that's how valuable the position is.
Yeah.
Like, even if the guy washes out, like, you can upgrade your backup. If he turns out to be a guy, hey, that's an asset you have for a potential trade and flip that guy for, like, we talking about Joe Milton right now. Joe Milton was drafted in the 7th round, 6th round last year, 7th round last year. And we talking about trading. People want to trade a 5th for him this year. Like, they already gained 2 draft positions in 1 year and only 1 game and some preseason games. So if you can keep turning those guys over, if you find one, hey, you can sell that guy off and get, recoup a whole bunch of draft capital. So I'm taking one every single draft until we have a guy.
And just think about, I mean, even when the Patriots drafted Tom Brady, I mean, at that point, they were solid at quarterback. They had Drew Bledsoe off a big contract. Drew's playing well. But you still, if you got a guy, I agree, man. You can never have too many, quarterbacks that you can develop in, so I'm with you there.
No, I'm with you. We need to get a quarterback without question. Now it remains to be seen on what round we actually get a quarterback. Is it at 6 to some, or pick number 6, first round? Does somebody drop to us, or do we take a shot, in the 2nd round or 3rd? You know what I'm saying? And so the only thing I'll say is it's so hard to understand what does Chip Kelly think? Like, he's been able to find success with so many different styles of quarterbacks, whether it be Nick Foles to Will Howard to he drafted Sam Bradford, or no, he traded for Sam Bradford. Not saying he had success with them, but he thought he could work with him.
Yeah.
He's had so many different types of quarterbacks that it's like, okay, well, does he think he can work with Aiden O'Connell? You know what I'm saying? And roll with it, because this isn't the strongest quarterback class. So does he wait for a 5th or 6th or a 4th or 5th round to snag somebody? So I'll be dead honest. It's so hard to understand in his mind, especially with his press conference. He basically said you build and you modify your offense, your scheme to the guy that you have in the building. It's like it's probably what he did with a DTR at UCLA. DTR was more of a mobile guy, was not the same as Will Howard, was not the same as Marcus Mariota. I mean, a little mobile, but the thing is that he built around the quarterbacks that he had access to in his system. And so don't be surprised if he sits back and goes, let's build some more talent. I could rock with this guy. Whether you agree with it or not, don't be surprised. And so, but let me scroll back up. Big one you're saying, I keep Chason and Kuntz on cheap deals and go get a vet quarterback and linebacker and another D lineman. We're going to talk about some defensive sides as well, man. We're going to tap into that in just a second. Appreciate everybody rolling up. I promise I get back to some of the questions. Appreciate everybody rolling through. 805 Raider Dan, I saw you pull up. Appreciate you. I want to make sure I at least say what's up to everybody. Sam Tonka, what's going on? Appreciate you pulling up. Good seeing you in the building. Let's see. Everybody's rocking through. Before we get into that, I do want to say what's up, Mr. Marty Mart. What's going on? What's happening?
Mart.
Alec M, what's good? Appreciate you pulling up. Good seeing you in the building as well. Alec M, what's good? Let's see. All right. We got more people in the building. I'm just going to do a quick shout out once again, real quick, just so everybody knows. We'll do it real quick. All right, so let me take this back down. Next Sunday, February 23rd, 1 p.m., Barcode Burger. Chris Tech Show Podcast is going to be there. I'm going to be there. The Severe Raider. We're going to be there. Come join us if you are in the Vegas area. The Saturday before is the Commitment to Excellence dinner. Everybody's going to be there. A lot of, obviously, former Raiders, current Raiders, a lot of people supporting Raiders are going to be there. We're going to try to get some people over to Barcode Burger. So if you're in the Vegas area on Sunday, want to chill out, say what's up, we're going to be there at 1 p.m. So you guys, if you guys want to roll, share it on your social media, hit us up. We're going to post it to our social medias. We're going to try to get the word out. Definitely come rock with us if you guys are in the area. Remember, next Sunday, February 23rd. So, all right. Let's get into some free agents. Remember, you guys hit that hashtag Raiders if you guys got something for us. I'm going to pull this up. We're going to look at our current free agents. And again, we're going to focus on the defensive side. We're going to rock offensive side probably on Tuesday. We're going to focus on the defensive side. I'm going to go and share the entire screen because we're going to be able to kind of go back and forth between some of it. And so let's start off. Appreciate everybody in the building. James Little, appreciate the super chat, brother. Mason Graham, the first to pressure Mahomes. We're going to get into it. I'm with you because as we kind of go through this, I am a big fan of Mason Graham. I am. Don't get me wrong. I think he's an absolute beast.
Yes.
But it's going to be interesting to see when we go through free agents kind of what we're going to rock. But Chris, real quick to James Lillard, what's your thoughts on Mason Graham?
Oh, I love him. I love Mason Graham. I love him. Like I always say, I kind of compare him to my guy Braden Fisk that came out this year, but even better. I love Braden Fisk coming out, but Mason Graham, he gives you that toughness up front. I mean, the guy's going to always get a push. He has a relentless motor. Him next to Wilkins would be something insane to watch, and that is something that would give Mahomes a lot of problems. So I absolutely love the thought of Mason Graham. The only reason why, I would say, like, me personally, I want Will Johnson just because I feel that we got some rotational guys that can help out in the middle, whereas Will Johnson can be a true shutdown corner for us on the other side of Ja'Cory Bennett. But yeah, if we drafted Mason Graham, you would hear no complaints from me at all.
Yeah, I'm big on Mason Graham. You mentioned Braden Fisk. My brother is a huge Florida State fan, and so I'd watch a couple games with him. Yeah. And early on in the Florida State games, I started watching Braden Fisk, and I was like, wait a second, this is a kid that's going to be an absolute stud. And so I posted a video on it before the draft that was the number one guy I was watching for in the draft. I wanted them to target him because I'd love to pick up of Adam Butler. I just didn't know that Adam Butler was going to do what he did this year. I love the pickup. But when Braden Fisk absolutely crushed his combine, I was pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it.
He couldn't hide no more. He couldn't hide. Yeah.
Exactly. So, Severe, man, real quick, what's your thoughts on Mason Graham?
Oh, yeah, man, he's a dog. He's a dog. He's a monster. As Chris said, toughness. Dude is nasty out there, physical. He provides what we need, right? We need another big body in the middle of that defense. If we get rid of John Jenkins, I think he's like 315, 320. So he's a pretty big guy, and he's just a monster out there. So it'd be a lot of resources we'd be spending on the defensive line, but we've seen what the Philadelphia Eagles were able to do. Obviously, they had a lot more talent around the defensive line than we have, but like if you get a chance to get a blue chip prospect like that, I wouldn't be mad at taking a guy like that. I couldn't be mad at that at all.
You can't be mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Especially what we just saw with the Eagles.
Oh yeah.
And taking it to I would go a different route in my opinion, but the thing is, and that's based on if we bring back somebody we're going to talk about very soon. Yeah. But at the end of the day, the Eagles, they definitely showed how you beat Patrick Mahomes. And so, and shit, we did it last year. We understood the assignment on how to beat him too. And so I'm with you, but, so let's do this. All right. Arnie, we're going to talk about draft maybe just after this, but I definitely want to tap into, the free agents. And so, but I appreciate the question. We're going to definitely tap into the free agents and maybe we'll jump on that towards the tail end. But let's do this. I'm easy. I see you coming in the building. I appreciate you as well as Dan78. What's happening, man? I appreciate you pulling up. And 11. Always good seeing you. What's happening, brother? So, all right. Raiders got 28 players who become free agents when the NFL new league begins March 12th. All right. Of those 28, 17 unrestricted free agents, 5 are restricted free agents, and 6 are exclusive rights free agents. We'll kind of go through the descriptions for anybody that just needs a little more detail on it. So we got unrestricted free agents, any player with 4 or more accrued seasons and an expired contract are free to negotiate and sign with any player. All right. So these guys that we're going to go through, they're afraid to sign with whoever they want for the most part. All right. And so they're unrestricted free agents. We're going to kind of go down the line again. We're going to focus more on defensive side. On Tuesday, we're probably going to rock and focus on the offense. And so first and foremost, all right, LS, I see the super chat, brother. I appreciate you. Let's talk about this one guy. I'm going to get you a super chat. I appreciate you. Adam Butler. Chat, let me know. Hit that hashtag Raiders first. Would you want to re-sign Adam Butler? And I'm just going to preface one thing. And the biggest thing for Adam Butler is he has moved around the league quite a bit. He's jumped from team to team. I don't think he's got that big payday. I think I looked at his overall career earnings, and I think he's earned roughly around 12 mil so far in his career, and I think he's 30 years old. There's a good chance that he's going to want that final payday of his career. He's probably going to want at least a 3-year contract. He's going to want it. And based on what he's done this season, biggest question is, do you want to bring him on? Chris, I'm going to throw it to you first, man. We could look at Draft Buzz. We could look at everything else. Maybe we could look at some free agents that are available that we could possibly bring in. We obviously have our own guys. Like Laulu that we could possibly bring in, but what's your thoughts on Adam Butler and whether or not we bring him in?
Yeah, no, I absolutely want to bring him in. In fact, he's one of the reasons why, I would say I would take, I would be okay with not getting Mason Graham, just for the simple fact, I think Adam Butler, he just has that relentless, motor, being next to Wilkins and Max. And he's earned everything that he has. He's bouncing around the league a little bit. Like you said, I think he's 30 years old or so. But I think he would be. And honestly, if I was him, I think I'd want to stay put because, yeah, he's bouncing around the league, but this is a chance where, you know, he has, you know, Robbie Leonard's coming back. You know, you have got a rapport with Patrick Graham. You actually got some coaches that really seem to value you and look at you as a guy that can be a big piece of this line. So he might be able to get money, you know, a little bit more money elsewhere. But I think as far as him getting some playing time and really kind of being counted upon, you know, I think the Raider position, you know, is going to be big for him. Now, if he's out trying to like chase a ring or something like that, you know, he may want to go to a winner. I'm not sure, but I think if I was him, as far as, you know, trying to end your career on a good note, having a chance to really get out there on the field, you know, I think we can provide that for him.
Yeah, I'm with you. And LS, I'm Severe, I'm gonna throw it to you in just a second, but LS, I appreciate the super chat, man. You're saying, and I just read it. So you're saying prioritize Max. Obviously, we got to extend him, right? You got Wilkins, you got Graham, Kuntz. With Chason and Laulu rotating would be a ridiculous D-line. Let Butler walk unless you can sign him for cheap. Unpopular opinion, I don't think cornerbacks have a top 10 value anymore. I have seen that, and brother, I appreciate the super chat. I have seen Will Campbell, or I keep messing
Will
up.
Johnson.
Will Johnson. I do see him falling a little bit. A lot of people are somewhat questioning maybe his 40 time. We'll see how the combine works. They're saying that he might drop out of the top 10 a little bit. So I'm with you on that. I still think he's a stud. I still think he's worth an early first round, but I'm with you. I do see maybe some cornerbacks dropping out of the top 10, possibly because guys might want to jump up and get those either a quarterback, even if Jackson Dart does for crazy reasons sneak up into that. So, man, I appreciate the super chat, brother. But yeah, we got to prioritize the D line without question. So, Severe, what's your thoughts on Adam Butler?
Yeah, man, I think I would love to bring him back. You know, I think when he gave his, I think it was during the preseason. It might have been during the season, but you know, when the players go up there and they talk to the media, and he just talked about, you know, wanting to earn a big contract or wanting to earn a big payday, and that, you know, he hasn't gotten it yet. And, you know, he's put in the work and he's put the tape out there. And I think he talked about his pass rush rankings. Like every year, he's usually like top 10 in terms of pass rush rankings as an interior rush guy. And then he just still hasn't really, you know, gotten that recognition around the league. And he was hoping to use this season to get that recognition. And I think, you know, with the Raider organization, I think he's earned it. You know, maybe not a crazy big contract, but I think he deserves a nice payday.
Yeah.
You know, this the guy that, you know, when everybody else went down, he was the only guy out there. And our defense held firm for most of that time out there. You know, he's a guy that's unselfish. You know, most of Tyree Wilson's sacks came off of, you know, stunts with him as a pick man, right?
It literally did. Literally
like with him as the pick man. You know, Laulu ate and got a sack like that off of that. He's the guy, he's the guy that they when they started moving Tyree to the interior last year, he's the guy that, you know, kind of stepped up and mentored Tyree on the interior. Just for that, just taking on that task alone, he should get paid. Imagine trying to coach up Tyree on the interior. Like, pay that man just for that.
That's some patience right there,
man.
And Dre, you're saying Will Johnson is fast as crap. I never see him get ran down on his interceptions. I'm with you, but when I watch the film and a lot of his interceptions, man, he jumps the ball so well that his momentum is already going. So I don't see anybody hawking him down from behind. But I don't know what his exact 40 time is, to be honest, but I definitely want to kind of wait for the combine a little bit. I don't put a lot of emphasis on the 40 time. There's a difference between speed and football speed.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so I don't put a lot of emphasis on the 40 time, but I'm just hearing that some people are concerned about it, which means he might drop out of the top 10. I don't know. I'm just hearing just some concerns about it. Not saying I'm concerned, just hearing some concerns. LS, man, I appreciate the super chat again, man, in the most respectful way possible. Butler is a product of Robbie Leonard. I believe Rob Leonard can coach up a replacement who would cost less than half. I cannot argue that. I'm with you.
See,
I'm with you. And this is the only thing. And this is the only thing for me is that I like Mason Graham. Don't get me wrong. But I want a sure thing, knowing that we need to get after Patrick Mahomes. Like you have to beat your division first, right? We got to beat Kansas City. We have to beat KC. We got to make sure that we can get after him. And it's hard for me because, and mind you, we have a lot of cap space. We got 92 million worth of cap space. So we do have some stuff to kind of splash around, throw around a little bit, especially if we get a young quarterback. And my thing is like maxxcrosby, Christian Wilkins, Adam Butler could probably be one of the nastiest D lines in the National Football League. The Eagles got a nasty D line. Don't get me wrong. But you put Christian Wilkins and Adam Butler, good luck. Good luck. Point blank, period.
Healthy Kuntz. Healthy Malcolm Kuntz, man.
Oh my goodness.
Like a healthy Kuntz, we could talk about, because obviously we got some names to keep talking about, but like that's just nasty. And I'm a big building the trenches guy, and that's building, you know what I'm saying, in the trenches. Now, yes, I think Adam Butler is going to want his bag a little bit. He's want to get paid probably a 3-year, so I get it. And that's why I'm kind of teetering on what I truly want. And this is a deep defensive line class too. But damn, I just can't see Adam. Like if I see Adam Butler walk, knowing what him and Christian Wilkins can look like across from each other,
man,
could be as nasty as it gets. And so, but Ellis, I'm with you. Robbie Leonard, you got to give him credit. He can't coach some guys up. So I'm with you, man. But I appreciate this.
We're coming off of Bilal Nichols. Yeah. Like, don't you act like we can just throw somebody in here. Just like we saw Bilal Nichols for the season, 2 seasons. Like you can't just throw nobody in there and just expect them to produce. I understand what he's saying. Like, Robbie Leonard, he's a damn good coach, but like
he is.
Not only what Adam Butler provides on the field, where he provides off the field as well, taking guys like Tyree, like Laulu, like the other guy that we grabbed off the Cincinnati practice squad, like taking those guys. That was Carter, I think, like taking those guys under his wing and coaching those guys up, and those guys getting in the games and producing. Like he's a part of that as much as Robbie Leonard is as well. So I think we have to give him a little bit of credit there too.
Yeah, I think I can't give Robbie all the credit for Adam Butler, because I think Adam Butler has just worked his way up to it. I think because honestly, Robbie Leonard, he's coached, he's coaching everybody. So he's coaching Tyree, so we can't say he can just take anybody and make him a star, because if there's any kind of block on Tyree, we know what it is. So I think Jenkins has definitely went downhill, and I know he's older. So yeah, I won't say, I love Robbie Leonard as a coach. But I can't just say he can just make a replacement, good. I just think we so happen got some good guys that we did find, like the Chason and the other guy, him, like being able to find those guys. To me, it's a lot about wanting. It's the want. And that's one thing that I noticed about those guys is, they got that relentless motor, and that's a mental attribute more than anything. Someone like that's just going to just be relentless to the ball, whereas Tyree doesn't have that. So I think if you have that mental piece of it, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm just laughing because what was it, Max? He was talking about like the kind of player he looks at. He's like, the first thing I look at automatically is what kind of motor does the guy have? Because like that's something you can't teach. Like, does the guy doesn't have a motor? I don't like him. I was like, damn. Yeah, like, that was like a shot across the bow at Tyree. Like
100%. And Dre, you're saying Tyree turned into a monster on the interior because Adam Butler's taking on those double teams. Yeah, and Tyree is that unblocked monster. 100%.
Yeah.
Unblocked monster. You know what I'm saying?
Like a little wrecking ball, man.
Yeah. So Dan 78, you're saying Will Johnson has the it factor. He does, man. I'm telling you, watching him, and you don't just watch the highlights, you watch full defensive games, right? And you just kind of see him, even when it's not highlighted on him. I mean, he's got the instincts. He's got some natural instincts that you can't teach. The instincts. That's one thing you can't teach. You know what I'm saying? And so, Marnie, you're saying if we sign Butler to 2 years, trade Tyree Wilson for a 3rd rounder.
Whoever trading for a 3rd rounder for Tyree, They must know they on the way out.
Exactly. If someone was going to give us a third rounder, I'm signing 2 years ago.
I'm packing Tyree bags for him.
Exactly. Tano Kim, what's happening, man? Appreciate you. Who's your sure thing?
Right.
Who's your sure thing at our pick number 6? Man.
We've learned there's not a sure thing.
I'm about to say it's hard to
being a Raider fan. We've learned there is not a sure thing.
There's no sure thing in any draft, right? I mean, the safest picks, I think Will Johnson is a very safe pick. I think Mason Graham is a safe pick. I think Petecarroll, I think he's a safe pick. I think Will Campbell and Kelvin Banks, I think those are all safe picks. I think all those guys are going to be very good pro players. Will it be like upper echelon for sure? No, maybe not, but I think they'll all be good players. But it's still a crapshoot. I remember what's the matter of fact? I think did Petecarroll draft him or somebody else drafted him? It might have been a year before he got there. But the linebacker, was it Curry? Aaron Curry?
Oh, Aaron Curry.
Supposed to be the safest in the draft.
Wake Forest, right?
I believe it was
Wake Forest. He was fast too. He had a hell of a combine.
He's hell of a combine. So he was crazy productive in college. He was like the safest pick. Oh, he's the safest pick.
I liked him too.
Can't go wrong with this pick, right? And then he was no good. I think they end up drafting KJ Wright to replace him. And think next year he ended up with us. So there's no safe.
That's right. He did go to us for a second. I forgot he was with us.
Never safe pick. Robert Gallery was the quote unquote safest pick in the draft. There's
Rolando McClain. Rolando McClain was he was supposed to be
the tight end from Alabama that we had for a little while. Who didn't have no cartilage in his knee. I forget my man's name.
Who was that?
What's that guy's name? Dang.
We talked about it the other day, or
the other day.
I forgot about it.
We can never remember.
I always say Irv Smith, but I know it wasn't Irv.
Irv Smith went to the Vikings.
Yeah, I forgot who.
I always forget his name.
Yeah, we always talk about that.
But he was supposed to be the quote unquote safest player in that draft.
OJ Howard.
Yeah, he was the safest player in that draft. People thought, right? Yeah. For sure is going. So there's no for sure thing. It's all probabilities.
Yeah, and look, Dwayne Thomas, man, I appreciate you. Y'all keep overlooking Laulu. We're not. Trust me.
Oh no, we know he's a beast.
And here's the thing: is when we do film breakdown on Tuesdays after every game, don't get me wrong, Laulu turned it on the last probably 3-4 games. He turned it on. He looked like an absolute stud. And here's the thing: is I just think you potentially bring Adam Butler back in because one, he's got the relationship with Christian Wilkins, and two, we have to get after Patrick Mahomes. I mean, don't get me wrong. If Adam Butler walks, I'm gonna be pissed. If we bring on Laulu, I'll be definitely happy to see him continue to be on the squad and potentially thrive. And then we address maybe a big-bodied defensive lineman in the draft, maybe in that 3rd round, maybe 4th round, because this D-line draft is pretty deep. But we're not overlooking Laulu. Trust me. We are definitely not. And so, all right, let's do this. Let's see. I just want to make sure if there's any comments on Daniel Kim, maybe 2nd rounder. I'm with you, Josh. How about Josh Sage? How about 2nd rounder, man? We're going to talk about draft. Promise. Maybe not this one, but maybe on Tuesday. Because if we keep talking about draft, we ain't going to get to the other free agents. But appreciate you guys. And Steve, you're saying Mason Graham, T-Mac, safest pick realistically. I was going to say probably T-Mac might be the safest pick. Receivers do a pretty good job of transitioning to the NFL, especially if you have those quality of height. You know what I'm saying? Speed, hands. If you have those attributes already, it helps you kind of with the transition. And so T-Mac might be a pretty safe pick moving forward. So we got Adam Butler. All right, we're going to keep moving. All right. Caleb on Chason. All right. Chat, let me know if you guys want to prioritize Caleb on Chason. And Chris, you're saying yes, Lalu is a good guy, local guy, the Ninth Island. Yes, I'm with you. And so let's do this real quick. Clive Walford out of Miami.
Man, I thought it would be nice.
I thought it was gonna be good too.
I couldn't stand him. I couldn't stand him.
I thought it would be nice.
Yeah. And so all right, Caleb on Chason. let's do this. And I don't know if we want to do this, right? We got K'Lavon Chaisson, but we also have Malcolm Koonce. And I think this is kind of two in the same, in a sense that, if you prioritize Adam Butler, you're not going to prioritize Malcolm Koonce. I think we have to kind of lump all this together, because you're not going to pay Malcolm Koonce and you're not going to pay Adam Butler at the same time. I just don't see that happening. But you got K'Lavon Chaisson that had, I think, 5.5 sacks this year, playing part-time. Tyler Wilson, he rotated in. You had Charles Snowden that rotated in. There's some good edge rushers in this draft that you can kind of rotate in if you need to. And so K'Lavon Chaisson's a guy that I'll say, if we take on Adam Butler, I don't think we bring Malcolm Koonce in. If we don't bring on Malcolm Koonce, I think we have to prioritize K'Lavon Chaisson. So that's just my take. Severe, I'll throw it to you first, man.
Yeah, man. If what the reports are saying is true, that Malcolm Koonce is going to get 20 mil,
yeah.
K'Lavon Chaisson automatically jumps to, one of the top priorities on the team. Especially on the defensive side of the ball, just because of what he put on tape last year. I think just another year in the system, I think he'll only get better, especially, continued play on the line with Max, Wilkins, hopefully we bring back Butler and himself. I think that's a formidable pass rush. I would love to have him as a rotational piece with Koonce. But that $20 million mark for Malcolm Koonce might be too rich for our blood. So I think that K'Lavon Chaisson, depending on how everything else plays out, I would love to bring him back regardless. But depending on how everything else plays out, it's all about asset allocation. You don't want to spend too much money on your defensive line. Max is going to be looking for some more money, especially guaranteed money. Adam Butler is going to be looking for a bigger deal. So it might end up being a numbers game for him. But I'd love to have him back.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And James Slinger, what's happening, brother? Real quick, I'm gonna bring it up. I'll shoot you over the details on Sunday the 23rd, man. We're gonna be at Barcode Burger. Just let you know, 1 p.m. start time. Chris is gonna be there. Severe's gonna be there, brother. I appreciate you popping in with us, but that's the details. I'll shoot you over the information, man. But you're saying one of the biggest deals of our free agent period will be whether the Brass can get Malcolm to sign a reasonable deal. Not saying he needs to roll over for a cheap prove-it deal, but there ain't much real tape. And I think that's kind of what, Severe, you're saying, right? You're saying basically, like, look, you're coming off of a big injury, season-ending injury. Yes, we're basically going off of what we saw in 2023, him ending that season, him being able to really shine, for his first time in his career, but then he goes down. And I think at the end of the day, if his number is 20 mil, I don't know if I'm putting 20 mil in a guy that's coming off of a season-ending injury. Especially, again, if you bring back Adam Butler, if you got Christian Wilkins, you extend maxxcrosby, give him a big deal, a lot of guaranteed money. That's tough. Especially if you got a guy like K'Lavon Chaisson sitting in the background that you can prioritize. But Chris, I'm gonna throw it to you, man. What's your thoughts on K'Lavon Chaisson?
Yeah, no, I like Chaisson, but I guess more so with Malcolm Koonce. I've always been a fan of Malcolm Koonce. Even when we drafted him, I don't see no world where he could get 20 million. I mean, his numbers don't show it. Now, I think us Raider fans, we kind of, I imagine, probably are higher up on him than what the rest of the NFL is, because we've seen him progress slowly. But what his best season was, what in 23, I think he got 8 sacks, which is a good season, but that's nothing. That's no game breaking, season breaking, type numbers where you're just going to throw a bag at someone. So coming off of an injury, a non-contact injury like that, I don't know where those reports come from, but I don't see that. I don't see that one bit. So if by chance that is what his market is, then yeah, we'll have to walk away from him. But I truly don't think that's it. I like Chaisson. I am definitely want to keep him on. But then I still want to get another guy on the edge. Just because sometimes one thing about Chasen, he has some mental lapses. You know, I know he's had some penalties and things like that. But he does make big plays. So if you know, yeah, I want Kuntz first, but if that is 20 million, if that's true, then yeah, I have to sadly decline.
Yeah. James Love, appreciate the super chat. Man, he said not T-Mac with our current quarterback room. I'm with you. It's and here's I really like T-Mac, but the thing is that if you look at Brockbowers as our number one, then you may not go the T-Mac route. You might get another, receiver that could be that true 50-50 ball guy, like a Savion Williams at a TCU that you can get in the much later rounds, and he's a tall 50-50 ball guy to match up with Jacoby Myers and stuff. If Brockbowers is your true number one, you're looking at that way, I'm with you. Like maybe T-Mac isn't the guy, but you could match T-Mac, Brockbowers with a potential second round quarterback. If you do get like a Jackson Dart and you want to match up those rookies and kind of roll with them throughout, you could. But I'm with you. Investing in a first round with a receiver like that with our existing quarterback room could be a tough situation. I'm with you. You guys have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't know. We've kind of talked about it before. I can't say I'm the biggest T-Mac guy. And I think it's a good point with our quarterback room. He seems good. I have to watch more of him, but I wouldn't be interested in getting him at 6. Me personally.
Yeah, Severe, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, man. I think T-Mac he's a different kind of beast, man. Just like that guy. He has the 6'5", 215, something like that. He's supposed to run a pretty good 40. I think last year, he only had 2 drops the entire year. The lowest drop percentage, I think, of all qualified players. So, that size, that speed, that movement ability, can play in the slot, can play outside. Those guys don't come around too often. So, I would be fine with them, but we'd have to address a quarterback at some point. But yeah, at 6, I wouldn't mind taking them.
Dwayne Thomas is saying we have to stop acting like we can't sign all of our free agents. James, I appreciate the super chat, man. You front load the potential and back load the proven skilled players. The Eagles have the roster full of talent. Here's the thing. We have a lot of salary cap, but at the same time, for me, I don't think that we can just sign all the free agents, right? We have to build through the draft as well. We have the number 6. We have 2 number 3s. We have 3 number 6s. We got to build through the draft. That's how you can find success today. That's minimal, but to have consistent success, we got to build through the draft. You got to coach our players up. And so I'm going to be pretty picky as to what free agents do we definitely want to bring on. Real quick, you said Daniel Kim, man, draft party. I got to ask the wife if you can roll out to Vegas, man. I don't know. We might try to put something together. You know what I'm saying? I think we already talked a little bit. Our guys, Chris and Severe, maybe not draft party, but definitely maybe go live, talk about it. But I don't know. Maybe we could put something together. We might talk about it. But Chris, I think you might be going to the draft, right?
I haven't decided yet. I don't know. I keep going back and forth. The Raiders piss me off sometime, and I'm like, man, I'm not going. So we'll see.
Sometimes. Yeah.
You'll be flying back home like Turf is trying to.
Yeah, exactly.
Donovan, what's up, man? Appreciate
Ashton Genty. Oh, God. Oh, man.
And let's go, Coach DC. What's happening, man? T-Mac is legit. He is. Trust me, I do think he is. But it's a very fair assessment of if you don't have confidence in the quarterback room to match him up, and you think Brockbowers is your number 1, then maybe you don't waste a number 6 pick on it. You know what I'm saying? And you build elsewhere. So
do you guys really see him routing people up though?
So,
and again, maybe I haven't seen enough, but just what I have saw, of course, he has a speed to get away and pull away from defenders. And I know with his size, you don't necessarily have to have the full route tree, but I mean, do you guys think he has it?
Are we gonna talk about round people up, Chris? Are we gonna bring up this conversation about this conversation you want to have about
he ain't no Brock
up?
Bowers though. He ain't no Brock. Don't even start. Don't even start.
But hey,
he ain't no Brock Bowers.
You want to talk about round people up? We saw the tape. You saw the tape.
Okay, let me back out there. Okay,
all right.
I set myself up for that one. I set myself up, but he ain't no Brock Bowers though. Brock ain't need to route nobody up. So you saying that he don't need to?
I think with that, when you have that size and that catch rate, because I think he has a better catch radius than Brock too, as well.
Yeah,
probably. Brock had and he didn't, and surprisingly he didn't have his. Brock actually got better in terms of at the catch point in the NFL, because at Georgia, oftentimes he would struggle making catches at the catch point, and he wasn't really a guy that really did a lot of high point stuff at Georgia. He was just so wide open all the time. So it was stuff he never really had to do. So. T-Mac has been in those positions. We've seen him, go over 50-50 balls. We've seen him make those awkward catches, those circus catches. We've also seen him, separate from guys, whether that be, on the break or on the stem. Releases, ain't really the fastest guy off release, but he's a long strider. So those big 6'5" guys usually aren't great off the release. But I think he's pretty good enough route runner to create separation at the next level.
Yeah, I think. I'm with you. Severe.
I'm just scared that he's going to be like a Mike Williams.
Oh, BMW, no. big Mike Williams, or Mike Williams for the Chargers?
For the Chargers.
No.
Oh, okay. Oh no.
You know who I could see being Mike Williams from the Chargers?
Who?
But he's more athletic than him. Is that Savion Williams from TCU? I think Savion Williams.
I like Savion though. I like it.
Yeah,
Savion got some wiggle to him. I actually like Savion, man.
T-Mac. He has the ability to have separation. He can separate. He's got that explosive. As soon as the ball gets in his hands, he's got that natural ability
he can go.
As soon as that ball's in his hands, he understands kind of where to cut based on where that defense is playing him. He is I think he is the real deal.
You've been all about him. You've been pounding the table for him.
And so, Marty Mark, what's up, man? Yeah, new regime draft party. Daniel Kim, real quick, you're saying, did you see my other question about the top 3 free agents from other teams? So here's my thing: is I know of what free agents are going to be available. I'm waiting to see who doesn't sign, and I'm also waiting to see who's going to be kind of like those June 1 cuts, those type of things. So I'm kind of waiting because you just don't know what other teams are going to prioritize. So it's hard for me to know right now who I want to target, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because a lot of times we'll get excited over some guys that are, a free agent, but they go ahead and sign for their previous team. So, we kind of get our hopes up for nothing. So yeah, I'm the same way. We got to see, what teams don't, or what players don't sign with their guys.
Yeah, it's hard. And there's going to be cap casualties too. I mean, post June 1, there's going to be guys that get cut. And so you definitely got to wait for that. And it's hard to determine what those are going to be right now for the most part. Dub Raider, what's up, man? I appreciate you. I know you and Chris do some shows on Saturdays. Make sure you guys go hit up Dub Raider. Go hit him up. Also, Dub, just so you know, Sunday, the 23rd, Chris, I know you can probably share the information. We're going to be Chris, Severe. We're going to be in town, Vegas area. We're going to be at Barcode Burger at 1 p.m. We're going to hang out and chill. Chris will get you the information. I just threw up kind of the flyer a little bit. So, come hit us up, man, if you can make it into town. All right, let's go. What's up, Jen? What's happening, man? See you fellas at Barcode. Yes, sir. Y'all in for pizza? Great. Yeah, so on Thursday at the new Papa John's off of Rainbow, if you guys are in the Vegas area, I think maxxcrosby is doing a meet and greet. I'm gonna roll up. I'll meet you there, Jen. I'm gonna roll up and say what's up, and maybe we'll spread the word a little bit. But man, I appreciate the super chat, brother. Jen, stop doing it, brother. I'm with you. Stop. You don't need the super chats, brother. I'm with you, but I appreciate you. So let's do this. All right. So we talked Caleb on Chason, Divine Diablo. I have a good feeling this one's going to be fairly quick, but Divine Diablo, Severe, I'll throw it to you first, man. What's your thoughts on bringing back Divine Diablo? And chat, let us know too.
We need to upgrade. You know, I like Diablo. I think he has a good skill set. I don't think he's aggressive enough. You know, he's too injured, you know, too often. His highs are high. When he makes a play, he can make some splash plays. I think his highs are higher than any linebacker we have on our roster, but his lows are also substantially lower than any linebacker we have on our roster as well. So when you're that inconsistent and you're injured, it's, you know, I can't sign you for more money. As long as we don't try to do something crazy like Luke Masterson or Tommy Eichenberg in this place, I'm good with letting him walk. I'm good letting him walk. John Glenn needs to come in there and clean house, man. You need to come in there and clean house.
Chris, you're saying Diablo can go. Joshua, you're saying no, Divine. Alex, you're agreeing. Chris, I'll throw it to you, man. What's your thoughts on Divine? Diablo.
Yeah, man. I was one of the guys that was very high on Diablo. I honestly thought he was going to have a good year this year. You know, just from a lot of stuff that I was hearing. Rob Ryan was speaking very highly of him. Marvin Lewis was speaking very highly of him. So, you know, when you hear guys like that, you know, speak highly of a guy on the defensive side of the ball, you know, you tend to listen. But you know, just like Severe said, I mean, he has, you know, some good skill sets, but he's just not aggressive enough. You know, he can tend to get, you know, kind of lost in the pile. Doesn't necessarily get clean off blocks and things like that. So we definitely need to upgrade there, get another true linebacker next to Spillane that can you know, be a threat in the run game and pass game.
Yeah, so here's my thing on this. Is what's really tough is I think we know that we have a very slim linebacker room.
Yeah,
you know, we're going to get to one name in the linebacker room. We'll touch on that in a second, but you let Divine Diablo walk, which I'm with it. I think we do need to let Divine Diablo walk. Severe's boy Tommy Eichenberg obviously didn't get much playing time. We all know probably why, but he's a fifth rounder. You know what I'm saying? He's a fifth rounder. What do you expect of a fifth rounder? You would hope that he could eventually be a starter, but at the end of the day, you want him to contribute on special teams. But here's my thing: is you let Divine Diablo walk. We need to prioritize a linebacker, whether it be free agency or in the draft. We're definitely going to probably take a third round at least. If we don't take a quarterback in the second or first, depending on what everybody wants, but like third round at the very earliest, we need to prioritize a linebacker. You got to get somebody in here to be next to potentially a Robert Spillane if we do bring him back. And so you let Divine Diablo walk. We got to prioritize linebacker. Got some money to spend. I would spend it on another linebacker next to Robert Spillane, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm okay with walking and letting Divine Diablo, you know, exit the building. I'm with you guys. But Donovan was saying resign Diablo, give him a chance with new coaches as long as the contract makes sense. It's tough, man. It is tough, but you let him go. That linebacker room does get real light, 100%. Les, appreciate the super chat, brother. You're saying Ted Rock at 6 doesn't make any sense for a run first team, especially since you can't block. We have no QB. Check out Jack Beck. Jack Beck, 100%. I think he's a stud. You could probably get him. I don't know where he's projected after that senior or that senior bowl, whatever. I think it was a Reese's Senior Bowl that he played in.
Yeah.
I don't know if his stock is going to skyrocket because of it, being the MVP, but
I doubt it.
But I'm with you. Like, he could be that. Again, if you think Brockbowers is your number one, you treat him that way. He could be that opposite of Jacoby Myers and be that other kind of full route tree type of receiver. He can run every route. He can basically be that just second weapon to Brockbowers. And so I'm with you. Any thoughts? Severe, I'll throw it to you first. Any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, Jack. I mean, we got a tight end that really can't block, right? We picked him, but that's our number one receiver. So I mean, we talking people that can't block. Like our number one receiver, our number one tight end is a guy that can't block. So you know, we got guys that You know, as long as you put forth the effort, I think that's the most important part. And I think that's something that Chip Kelly takes very seriously out of all of his receivers. So if Tet wants to be on the field, he gonna have to put in some effort blocking, especially in the run game, because that's where Chip Kelly makes his bread and butter. In terms of Jack Beck, I think that guy's he's a better story than he is a player. You know, we all know what happened with his brother, and then you know, so I think he's a better story than his player. Just watching the TCU, you know, the Savion kid, you know, he's a guy that jumped off the screen much more than Jack Beck. I think Jack Beck is a guy that can be solid at the next level, but he's not a guy that I'm going to line up across from Jacoby Myers and say we're set at wide receiver.
I'm with you. It's almost like bringing like a second Jacoby Myers almost. You know, like he doesn't.
Right. That's what I was about to say. That's what
exactly. He doesn't move the needle. I think we need that 50-50 ball guy, that maybe that speedster. And so I'm with you. So I think, you know, Chris, I think you kind of on the same page with all that.
Yeah, for sure. I think, I think he'll be a good player in the right system, but yeah, he's not going to be a guy that, you know, that's like you said, is going to move the needle. Someone that's going to demand, you know, defensive coordinators to really focus on him or anything like that. So, but I mean, he's not a bad player though.
Yeah. I think he'd be a solid NFL player. He'll stick in the league for a long time too.
I know. I could see him going to somewhere like the Patriots with Josh McDaniels, something like that. Yep. I can see like he'll be a good fit there.
I wonder why you say the Patriots, huh? Chris.
Man, but LS, appreciate the super chat, brother. Appreciate you. Jen, you're saying Divine can go? Yeah, I'm with you. I think for the majority, Divine can go for the. I think the majority is on that, and I think we've spent way too much on Divine Diablo. Too much time. Let's move on, bro. I appreciate everybody. All the comments and everything. Let's go, Marcus Epps. Marcus Epps is an interesting one. Let me know chat. Let me know what you think on Marcus Epps. Chris, I'll throw it to you first. You know, Marcus Epps is a tricky one because you almost got to tie everything together, right? We got Trayvon Moehrig. We also got Isaiah Palomau that we need to talk about, right? So you kind of put them all together. And so, Chris, I'll throw it to you first, man. What's your thoughts on Marcus Epps on whether or not we bring him back?
Yeah, see with Epps, you know, for him, I would say it's more the leadership that he provides more than anything. You know, I think he was a solid safety for us, but one thing I loved about him was just the communication, you know, on the back end that you know, that he had. However, I would be okay with seeing Palomau. Like I like what I saw from Palomau, and I think, you know, some of those communication issues that we saw this year, I think we can probably be cleared up in year 2 with Palomau as a starter. And you know, hopefully, you know, with, you know, some more you know, so with some other DBs, you know, Jack Jones probably not going to be there anymore. But I would be okay with letting Epps walk because you know, just kind of what you said with Adam Butler and Malcolm Kuntz. I mean, I don't see a scenario where a Marcus Epps and a Trayvon Moehrig gets signed. So it's probably going to be one or the other. And, you know, I definitely want to go trigger Trey for that. So I could see Marcus walk.
Yeah. Severe thoughts on that?
Yeah, it just depends on what kind of contract he's looking for. You know, if he's okay coming back as a rotational guy or as a depth guy. You know, I know last year we ran a lot of 5 lineman sets. But if Patrick Graham wants to switch it up and do more 3-3-5 type stuff, where we have the extra safety on the field in lieu of some of these linebackers, because we've been having struggles at the linebacker position, and we want to keep Epps out there as kind of like that pseudo linebacker position, him and Isaiah Palomau, or him and, you know, Trevon, you know, playing that role, and he wants to come back for a cheap deal. I wouldn't mind that. You know, guy was a solid leader. I think, you know, when he got around Trevon, it's kind of when we saw Trevon's play, you know, take off exponentially from you know, from the beginning of his career. So if he's willing to come back as a rotational guy or as a depth piece, I'm all good with bringing him back. But, you know, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
And that's the hard part. It's that's the thing is you got to lump these guys in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because Isaiah Palomau, Trayvon Merrick, now Marcus Epps. It's who do you prioritize
Right.
based on what's available in the draft, based on what's available in free agency, and all these coaches have their guys that they're all obviously doing their homework. So they're sitting there going, look, there might be a guy that we don't even know of on another team that might get cut or what have you. And they're saying, look, I can make something out of him. So let Marcus Epps walk or let Trayvon Merrick walk. Everybody's draft board is different. So all this is speculation. It's really hard to really figure out exactly what's going on. Arnie, you're saying if we can't sign Mark, sign Epps to a cheap prove-it deal, maybe after an injury, he might be okay with the prove-it deal.
What you know about that, Steve? You don't know about that. You don't know nothing about that, Steve.
There it is. Where's the play? Say trade for Minka, man. I'll be honest. I don't think we're in the position to trade for anybody.
Nah, man.
I don't want to give up picks. I don't want to give.
You do that when you're a couple players away.
Exactly when you're the Ravens, you can get the King, you can get Henry. That's when you pull the trigger. You know what I'm saying? When you just need one more piece. So I'm with you. For me, I think we let Marcus Epps walk. I don't want to prioritize Marcus Epps. I think we let him walk, let him kind of get his deals. Obviously, yes, a team-friendly deal would be okay, but not sure if that's what he's going to want. He doesn't really have any true ties to the Raiders. There's no sentimental value to the Raiders, so he's not going to – I don't know if he'll take a team deal. I think he's going to go out and get what he can.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
And plus, honestly, I really think, we're going to have to throw the bag at Trayvon anyway for us to keep him around. I think we're going to have to throw him a bag. So,
yeah,
Mark. Spending the money on Marcus ain't going to be really high on my list.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Raider High, what's happening, man? If Coots is a question because of injury, Epps is also. Yes, I'm with you. It's season ending, you know what I'm saying? And so it's got to make sense for the Raiders. But appreciate you checking in, man. So we got Marcus Epps, Nate Hobbs.
That's when it gets tough. That's when it gets tough.
It's going to be interesting.
That's when it gets
all
tough.
Right. Chat, let me know. Nate Hobbs, would you bring him back or would you let him walk? I got my opinion on this. Severe. I'll throw it to you first, man. What's your thoughts on Nate Hobbs?
The money has to match up, but I'm bringing back Nate Hobbs. I think it's rare that you get a nickel corner with his size, his physicality. He's probably the most athletic guy on the team. I'm pretty sure, and it's probably by a pretty good margin as well. So, the only thing really holding Nate Hobbs back is his injury history. And that's the question you have to have. But if you look at everybody on this team for the past few years, like we've been pretty injured overall as a roster, which is a question why. I don't know why like AJ Nibel and Deuce Gruden are still, or why they key cards still working. Like I don't know why they key cards still working. So with the amount of injuries we've had, so I will bring him back. I'll bring him back. I just think he's one of the better nickel corners in the league. And he's one of the best tacklers on our team. And I think he's a guy that, maxxcrosby loves and respects. And I think that you want to keep those guys in the fold if you can.
Yeah. Chris, I'll throw it to you. I think the hardest part for me with Nate Hobbs is it always goes back to the best abilities availability. Yeah. That's the hardest part with me is if Nate Hobbs and we can always start the conversation with it's got to make sense, right? Numbers wise, right? And so if he wants to go get his bag, if he wants to go and get his money, I'm saying go get your money, walk. Because we've seen how Trayvon Merrick, and it's hard because we got to lump all this together. We've seen how Trayvon Merrick has worked in Patrick Graham's system. We break down film. He's nasty in Patrick Graham's system. Patrick Graham, he ran more 5.2 this year than we've ever seen.
Yeah.
We saw him play Trayvon Merrick in the box, and Trayvon Merrick balled when he played in the box. And if I'm going to prioritize maybe 2 out of 3, right? We've already talked about Marcus Epps. We're going to let him walk. There's another guy that we got to talk about, which is Isaiah Polamau. If I'm going to prioritize 2 guys in our secondary, to me, Marcus Epps can walk. As much as I'd hate to see it, because finding a good slot corner is one of the hardest things to do. Drafting it, coaching it up, being a slot corner, there's a lot of instincts that play into that role that you can't teach. But again, he's hurt so damn much. I struggle with it. To me, I feel like if we brought back Trayvon Merrick and we prioritize Isaiah Polamau, that would be my route. Just because of the availability. And I'd hate to see Nate Hobbs walk. But Chris, man, I'm gonna throw it to you, man. What's your thoughts on Nate Hobbs? But man, again, we could lump it all together because it really is.
Nate Hobbs is another guy I always loved. I love his tenacity. I love his just how physical he is. You know, and it's hard. It's hard to find someone as athletic as him and as physical as him. However, just the way he plays the game, these injuries aren't going to stop, unfortunately, because I mean he only knows how to play the game one way. He's like Max, you know. He just plays the game physical. And the thing is, I truly think Nate's going to require a bag himself. You know, I know he has injury issues, but when he tests the market, he'll probably get a bag. A team's going to take a chance on him. I would say let him walk, man. And I hate that is because just that availability of him. He'll start off the season well, but I would almost try to find maybe someone else, just another veteran that has years experience as a slot, someone that has proved that be able to be a little bit more healthy. He may not have the physical tools as Nate, but the fact that he can be on the field is going to be kind of what I'm looking for. So Nate, I'm going to have to say goodbye to, man. And I hate that. I absolutely hate that because I like Nate.
And James Little, man, I appreciate the super chat, brother. Appreciate it, man. You're saying lots of teams are going to look at Trayvon Merrick. I think they are.
Yeah,
I really do. I know there's rumors and reports that the Broncos are looking at him.
Oh my God, they do him and PS2. Oh, bro,
right?
That'd be wicked. That'd be wicked.
I don't think they got the money to do all that though.
I don't think so. Remember, because they're still paying. They're still paying on that Russell Wilson contract. Yeah. Here's my thing, man. It's like Trayvon Merrick played so well in Patrick Graham's system. I just don't see them like. I could look at this 2 ways. One, what I want to see versus what I think the Raiders are going to do. I can't see Patrick Graham letting Trayvon Merrick walk. He played so damn good in his system. I'd be shocked to see him walk. If you let Devon Diablo, if you let Marcus Epps walk, if you let potentially Nate Hobbs walk, I don't see you letting Trayvon Merrick walk.
Yeah, he's been healthy. He hasn't had no injuries, at least nothing major that I can think of.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make much sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, we can look at it in 2 ways, what I want versus what I think is going to happen. And I just don't see Patrick Graham walking from Trayvon Merrick. He could be a leader on this defense, knowing that here's another aspect to it. Trayvon Merrick understands how to beat the Chiefs. He's been on these teams that we've beat the Chiefs. We've competed with them. That's why, as much as you may not have liked Amik Robertson, I love the fact that he was on that team that we beat Kansas City Christmas Day. Yeah. And you have that emotional tie to it. You understand it. You understand what it takes to get up for that game. When you bring in new guys, they don't get that same feeling. They don't get that divisional rival feeling. Trayvon Merrick knows it. And so there is some aspect to that. And so I'm with you. I do think a lot of people are going to look at Trayvon Merrick, but man, I struggle to think Patrick Graham, if we let those other guys go, would let Trayvon Merrick go. Chris, any thoughts on that? Do you think if we let those guys go, do you think Trayvon Merrick, PG would let him walk?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think we're just going to throw money at him. Because again, I mean, another piece of this, we have to think, how many other guys have this mindset of, hey, I'm tired of losing. Some guys just, they may want to, go just to another organization that's more about winning. So, so it may take a bigger bag to keep them here. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. But if I was PG, there's no way, I would let him leave. And then, he may be a candidate for a franchise tag if we had to go that route.
I'm with you, Severe. I'm gonna shoot to you, but LS, man, keeping you screwed must have been part of the settlement between John and Mark. All right, whatever.
Bro.
I mean, how is he retained with all the injuries? Everything's crazy.
Him and AJ Nibel, bro. I don't know how. Like they need to be investigated. Like we talk about, they need to get investigated. They must be hitting some over and unders on the Raiders. Like, Coach, we gotta take you out, dog. I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, Merrick. Yeah, I mean, I think we got to bring Merrick. But I feel almost as strongly. Like we forget the LaMarcus Joyner at Nickelback.
Oh my god!
Days.
Oh,
we forget
the
Nevin Lawson days. People were forgetting those days, and it wasn't until we signed Casey Hayward, that we kind of solidified that position, and then Nate took over after that. So it wasn't until the end that we solidified. So it's like nickel corners are, especially now with teams putting their best players in the slot a lot of times, or putting their best receiver in the slot to give them two-way goals. It's as tough it is to be a boundary corner, it's even tougher to be a nickel corner, and to find a guy, especially with his size, it's tough to find at that position. So I think just him and Merrick, like just what they bring to the team in terms of their physicality, their attitude. You can tell the film study is there. Merrick transformed his body. They've both transformed their bodies since they were rookies. Look at both those guys. Like look at them from their rookies now. Muscle. Like those guys have packed on a lot of muscle to be able to play with the kind of physicality requisite. Because when you play nickel, you're basically a corner, a safety, and a linebacker at the same time. So I think both those guys are high priorities.
Thing with me is just we're not going to be able to count on them when it, like what if at the end of the season, we're fighting for a playoff, we know 9 times out of 10 Hobbs he ain't going to be around for those games, man. And again, I love him, man. I love Hobbs, but man, you killed me with the Nevin. What's the name? Nevin Lawson.
Nevin Lawson, dude that never. I think he retired without like having a one career interception in the league. He played like 10 years in the league, never had a career interception. Like, come on.
Oh man, Nevin Lawson.
I'm with you, Anthony. Appreciate you pulling up, man. Good seeing you. Luis in the building as well, man. Good seeing you as well. And here's the thing: is for me, Severe. You know my take on it as well. Like finding a slot corner is not easy.
Mm-hmm.
When you have to defend a receiver that has a two-way go wherever he wants, right? He lines up in the slot. He's got the entire field to play with. Can anybody in this league guard a Tyreek Hill in the slot? It ain't gonna happen. Way too quick, way too fast. You're not gonna find it. And so finding a good slot corner with the aggressiveness and instincts that Nate Hobbs has, it's not easy to find. So don't get me wrong. I need to do my homework on what's in the draft. I got to do my homework a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, shit, if you can't be on the field, I struggle with it.
And that's where I'm at. Because like I said, he can ball. I mean, physically, the dude is, I love him on the field, man. But it's just, he just stays hurt.
Like,
and I hate that for him because he seems like a good guy and he works hard, and I hate that for him.
Yeah. Raider High saying, hey, trade Mark for draft capital.
You can't.
I don't think we can, yeah.
Unfortunately. So look, we talked about Nate Hobbs. And remember, we're just focusing on the defensive side. And look, for all you guys that are in the building right now, just so you know, it's hard to kind of go through this. You guys are flying. I appreciate you. But the one thing you're gonna get from this channel in these lives in the Raider War Room with my guys, Chris, Protect Show Podcast, you got the Severe Raider, 805 Raider, Real Talk Raider Nation, us, like we can dive into deep details with this whole thing. And so it's hard to kind of fly through this, especially respect the chat and what you guys do. So appreciate you. We talked about Marcus Epps, Nate Hobbs. I'm gonna switch it real quick because I know a lot of people are probably waiting for the other segments, and we're gonna rock into it because we've already been going for an hour and a half. I mean, you guys are crazy, but I'm gonna set it up real quick, and we're gonna rock into the other segment of what we do. Some of you guys are probably waiting for it. We're gonna talk more about defensive free agents. We're gonna jump back into it, but let's have a little bit of fun. We're gonna rock this out for a second. All right, here we go. All right, so this is the first segment. We did Who Did Better as a Raider. You guys have participated. I appreciate it. But this one is start them, bench them, cut them. You see players pop up. Let me know who you start, who you benching, who you cutting. You can put it in order. The first letter that's next to the player's name, you can put the letter, put it in sequence, whatever. I'll bring it up on the screen. Start them, bench them, cut them. You guys got to let me know. Let's have some fun. All right, you guys ready? Start them, bench them, cut them.
Ooh.
We got Marshawn Lynch at A. We got our boy, good old
Lewis.
Baltimore Ravens, Lewis at B. And we got Ricky Williams at C. Start them, bench them, cut them. Okay. So let me know.
I'm cool. I'm cool on this one. I'm cool.
Are you? All right, I like it. I
cool
like the confidence. I like the confidence. EC, the first one.
That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it.
Start. Okay, so just so everybody knows, and look at the comments. A, you're starting Marshawn Lynch. B, you're benching Lewis. C, you're cutting Ricky Williams.
Man,
where's the flag? You're cutting Marshawn Lynch, and you're starting Lewis. All right, benching Ricky Williams. And E, Jeff, you're saying ABC. Who's Steve? You're saying Pharaoh's going to take Marshawn Lynch at A?
You're going to take Marshawn Lynch. Man, he for sure is. Yeah, man. He had a whole debate about who was more important to Seahawks.
To me, Ricky,
I thoroughly won.
James got BC.
Oh yeah, you waxed him kind of good that one. To me, Ricky, I don't know about you guys, man. Ricky was more of a college guy for me, man.
So hold on. Remember, Chad, just all in the prime, like all in their prime, all in their heyday, all in their, you know what I'm saying? All in their prime. It's hard though, because when Ricky Williams started kind of getting to like, I prefer to just get high as shit as opposed to play football. It started to affect him. But when he was in his prime, dude, he was nasty. You look at his stats.
Well, his best days was what? The Wildcat, wasn't it?
No, you think about that was Brown. That was old boy from Auburn. What's my guy's name? They came in with Cadillac.
Yeah.
Wait, but he was part of it too, though. Ricky wasn't he there too? Or am I tripping?
Maybe he
was. I don't know if he was.
It was him too, wasn't it?
Nah, it was the other guy. It was the other guy. I'm from Auburn. I can't remember his name. He came in with Cadillac though.
Cadillac.
He came in with Cadillac. He came in with Cadillac. Cadillac went to the Bucks.
Ronnie Brown and I thought it was Ronnie and him. I thought it was Ronnie. I thought they was them two together was doing it. I could have swore it was them two.
I don't remember. I don't remember. Man, who you rolling with?
I'm going ABC.
Man,
ABC. It's so.
Yeah, I'll probably go because just off production, you kind of got. I might go BAC really, but I think just Marshawn as a pass catcher is much better than Jamal Lewis. But if you look just at pure ability, I mean Ricky is bad. Ricky is clearly bad, but Ricky was never, he was too busy worried about other stuff,
exactly.
He was.
converting to
potential
Buddhism
wise,
and
Ricky potential wise,
doing
I thought he was
yoga in
going
the
to be
forest.
one of the best running backs ever. He was,
man. You and Mike Dicker,
man. Oh yeah, Mike Dicker definitely.
You and
Mike Dicker definitely.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I gotta go ABC as well. But Ricky, cause he had like, did Ricky go for 2000? He went off from. Did he go for? He didn't go for 2000. He went for almost 2000.
I think he went for almost 2000. Yeah,
for almost 2000, right? Yeah, I know Jamal had the crazy. I know Jamal had the record.
He had a crazy game. He had that
yards
crazy
in the game.
Yeah,
you know. But man, yeah. But Ricky was something crazy. If Ricky he didn't keep his head on straight. But off pure ability, yeah, I would take Ricky. But just what they did in the league, yeah, I gotta go ABC. I gotta go ABC.
Yeah, like for me, I don't know, man. Now, like I said, in college, I love Ricky was cold, man. But I just feel like he never fully put it together in the pros for me, where it was like he stayed consistent because it was always he couldn't stop smoking or always wanted to be in the wilderness barefoot and all that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like it's just tough because like again, it's prime, right? It's in their prime.
Yeah,
and Ricky in his prime was pretty nasty. He was nasty. But I struggle, man, because I probably would go ABC. That's kind of where I'd rock is ABC.
Oh yeah, that wedding dress picture. Oh, with him and Dicka on Sports Illustrated cut.
Oh, Raider Legions, yeah,
man.
But hey, a lot of people are starting. My guy Jensling, you're starting A. You're starting Ricky. You're starting Marshawn Lynch. A lot of people on that ABC.
People forgetting how cold Jamal Lewis is, bro. Y'all better put some respect on Jamal Lewis' name, bro.
Nasty.
Jamal was cold.
Hey, bro. Don't be put some respect on Jamal Lewis' name.
Jamal was cold. Jamal was cold. He was a big boy and he ran downhill, man.
Man, yeah, he got that head of steam going. It was a wrap. It was a wrap. He played for Cleveland too, right? Did he go to Cleveland to end his career?
Yeah, he went to Cleveland for a little bit.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So Matt, what's happening, man? Appreciate you pulling up. You're saying the most production and explosiveness. B short yardage master, C incomplete pro. But hey, I'm telling you, it's hard. It's hard, man. Marshawn Lynch is a bad man. You just put the ball in his hands and he does work.
Oh yeah,
man.
You know what I'm saying? Could block too.
Block everything, man.
He just looked mad all the time.
Yeah.
He's looked angry.
Yeah.
Oh, so Jamal Lewis had a 2,000-yard season. Oh, yeah, bro. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Appreciate everybody. All right. And we got one more. Let me set it up. I'm going to go back to the big screen. Let me go ahead and set this up. We got one more. Then we're going to go back to the defensive free agents. All right. Hope you guys are ready for this one. It's going to be interesting. We'll see how this one works. Chat, let us know. Remember, everything is in their prime. This one might be obvious, but hey, I'm gonna throw it out there. Left to right. Ryan Dawkins, John Lynch, Harrison Jr.
That's tough. These three of the coldest hitters.
I'm telling you,
man, three of the coldest hitters. But man, look.
Oh, hold up. Where's the flags? The first one. He said ABC.
Man, he said ABC.
Yeah.
All I say, go back to her.
That's a cold picture. Where's the flag? I must admit, that's a cold picture with the
That is.
Vader. That's a cold picture. Man. For me, Brian Dawkins is definitely A. I'm definitely starting Brian Dawkins. That's the original Weapon X. Like that dude was something.
You know, if I can put him for sure,
I gotta put Brian Dawkins for sure.
God.
I gotta go put Brian Dawkins for sure.
This is the hardest one yet for me. This is the hardest one yet.
Go back to if you just go look at Rodney Harrison's stats.
Yeah.
Dog,
and his achievements.
He's cold.
Nasty.
He's cold.
But the one thing I will say for sure, like Brian Dawkins is on it for sure. Whether it's starter like bench, Brian Dawkins is nasty. LS,
but Lynch was so cold too.
He was so cold too.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm going. I'm going AC. Oh, man, I'm going ACB, and I struggle between Lynch and Harrison. We'll put Harrison over the edge for me, and this is like kind of anecdotal, but just Tom Brady talking about Rodney Harrison in practice. How Rodney Harrison every practice will make things difficult for Tom Brady because of how smart he was and always getting guys in the right position, and just all of that stuff. And I just hated Rodney Harrison when he was with the Chargers. That's first I don't want to put him there. I absolutely hate him. He was, and I hate Lynch was cold too. But
Peter, you're cheating, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. You got to pick.
I'm going ACB. I'm going ACB. I'm going ACB.
Jen Slinger.
Dawkins was at one point Dawkins was one of my favorite players in the league. Period.
He used to look cold out there with the visor.
Yeah, with the visor.
No. Hey, so when I had to transfer to play safety, okay, so played linebacker in high school, and I knew I wasn't big enough to be linebacker the next level, and so I transferred over to safety, and I played a year at JC. And like Brian Dawkins, even when I was a linebacker, Brian Dawkins was what I wanted. Like I just want to transfer my game to that, and Bob Sanders.
Bob Sanders with the Colts.
Big hit. Bob.
Yeah.
Big hit.
Guys, don't worry.
He was a missile.
Hey, don't worry. He will pop up on this. Don't worry. I already got it planned. But
big hit, Bob.
Like when I had to transfer from linebacker over to safety, like Brian Dawkins, even when I was a linebacker, like I wanted to play like him and just fly. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Luis, bro, you got ABC.
I don't want to play this game.
Yeah, no, you playing, big dog. You playing.
I really don't know, man. This is the hardest one you've come up with, man.
Hey, Raider Allegiance. The football IQ plays a big role in this scenario,
especially at safety too. Man.
I mean, but like when you, like when I get when you talk about like what Tom Brady says, when he's talking about Harrison. Yeah. But man, you ever hear Warren Sapp talk about Lynch?
John Lynch? Yeah,
man. Lynch,
James, Tatum. I'm with you on Tatum, but trust me, Tatum will make his way into this. Don't worry, at some point. But
another separating factor for me is that I think the Tampa 2 is a much more simplistic system than everything Bill Belichick was doing. Like Bill Belichick had the specific defensive game plans for every team.
Every game.
You weren't like just running this system. Like I can teach everybody to know. I have to know like what all these guys are doing every single week.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So that's a different level.
It's hard to be a safety in Belichick's defense for real. Yes. They ask a lot of you. I still don't know, man. God, dog.
Crazy.
I mean, because
you got to come up with an answer.
Just even though we know what happened in the Super Bowl when we played them, but even just like listening to the mic'd up of Lynch, I'm telling you,
and real quick, Felix, hey, I'm not forgetting. I'm only just putting these up. Troy Polamalu will make this at some point, but I'm going to make it to where it's a discussion. But it's just
between these three. With like Ed Reed.
Trust me. But like this,
God, okay.
Troy Polamalu will make it at some point, but it's just for this discussion. We do this. We're gonna be doing this on our lives. So have fun with it.
All right, I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna go.
CAB.
Shit.
Final answer.
All right.
Final answer, Chris.
God, dog, because I love the safety position, man. So, shit, man. I'm gonna say ACB, but it's so tough.
It's tough. It's tough.
That's tough, man.
That is tough, man.
I'm going ABC only because like I know Rodney Harrison, like man, he came up, he did his thing, but Lynch I just felt like for him, when I would watch him play, for like you don't come across the middle on his ass. Like he will, like his objective was to take your head off.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it. And maybe it's just more emotional for me. And again, I just for Brian Dawkins, I lived up to him. Like I wanted to just be him, even as a linebacker in high school, and then when I moved to safety in junior college and on, like Brian Dawkins was just cold. Like he was a bad man. So for me, it's ABC.
Yeah,
It's ABC for me.
Yes, it's tough. And I'm trying to look up their accolades. Brian Dawkins 5-time first team All Pro. I think both Lynch and Rodney Harrison were 2-time first team All Pros. I think John Lynch went to the Pro Bowl like 9 times. Rodney Harrison only went twice. But Rodney Harrison played in the AFC, so you ain't making a Pro Bowl over Ed Reed. You ain't playing it over Ed Reed.
Exactly.
You ain't making it over Ed Reed, dog.
And Troy.
Exactly. And Troy. Yeah, it's like, it's like,
Yeah.
bro, come on. Like, what can you?
Yeah.
At that point, it's like, what can you really do? So that wasn't a fair assessment. So those two guys were pretty even. But yeah, like I said, just playing in that Belichick system, I think that was a much tougher system than Tampa 2, which is like, that's we criticize Gus Bradley's and that cover 3 system all the time. Like,
hey, and Arnie, man, shots at Sean Taylor. Like, we trust me, he might have a showing on the start of Benjamin Cuttum. He might have a showing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But L11,
he's in the Pro Bowl games, land. It's like
a punter,
punters and all.
On a punter, anybody can get it.
That was such a good era. That was just a good era, man. But I totally forgot about Big Hit Bob, man.
Bob Sanders was a missile, man.
Like Bob, but he stayed injured too. But that boy could play.
Yeah.
Bro, like that was the guy that I wanted to. Brian Dawkins and Bob Sanders. Like I wanted him, like because it's like severe. We linked up. I mean, you see me.
Bob Sanders was small. Yeah, he was small.
Yeah, I'm 5'11". I'm 5'11". I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but at the same time, like I prided my game on being smart and hitting the piss out of somebody. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like that was the thing. Bob Sanders, bad man, a bad man. And so, all right, okay. Have you guys rock with that one? We're gonna cut back real quick.
I hate you for that one, man.
I know. I love it. I love it. It was good, and there's more to come. Hey, so everybody
have one of them, man. I felt like I know him personally.
Hey, there's more to come.
Grew up with, man.
Right.
All you guys in the chat, man, we're gonna keep rocking that, and we're gonna have fun with it. We're gonna have fun with it. And so let me make sure. I think this is still up. Yeah. Okay. And so, chat, you guys are rocking. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys hit up my guys. I got Chris Protect Show podcast. I got the Severe Raider down below. If any of you guys are in the Vegas area next weekend, Sunday, Barcode Burger, 1 p.m. We're gonna be in the house. The night before is the Commitment to Excellence dinner with maxxcrosby. We're gonna spread the word. Try to get as many Raider fans. We got Leo that does some Raider content as well. We're all gonna be in the building. So Barcode Burger Sunday, February 23rd. Roll up if you're in the Vegas area. All right. So we went through Nate Hobbs. It's probably gonna be pretty close or pretty easy. John Jenkins, chat, let us know if we move on from John Jenkins. I'm a big move on from John Jenkins. Love John Jenkins. Love the fact that we actually brought him on as a free agent because he's a big body guy, short yardage guy. Loved it, but I think we rock on. We move on with John Jenkins. Chris, I'll throw it to you first, man. What's your thoughts?
Yeah. Big John, he really took a step back this year. Last year, I actually thought he had a pretty solid year. I was happy when we re-signed him. But yeah, he was getting pushed off the ball quite a bit. Really wasn't making too much noise in the middle. So yeah, we definitely got to move on from him.
Yeah, I think so, man. Severe thoughts on John Jenkins?
Yeah, man, he's long in the tooth. I think, I appreciate he had a good year last year, solid vet. But yeah, he just didn't bring the same level of play this year. I think it's time for him to ride off into the sunset, do whatever else he wants to do. I think he's like 38 years old.
Yeah, he's up there. He's up there. I don't know exactly his age, but he's up there.
I think it's 38, like everybody ain't Calais Campbell.
Right.
Everybody can't do it that long.
Nope. Arnie's saying 37. Yeah. And the thing is, like, there is actually some big boys in this draft on the D line. You can get, I think there's shit, I forget what school. Maybe I think it's maybe Kentucky, possibly. I forget, but he like 6'3", 370. There's some big boys in this draft that you can get probably in that 6th round.
Yeah.
To do what John Jenkins possibly can do. So
Yeah.
I'm with you. Move on from John Jenkins. All right, let's talk a little bit deep. Next boy, Malcolm Kuntz. Chat, let us know. We already talked about Caleb on Chason, right? And we talked a little bit about possibly you got to look at the draft as well. You got to look at some of the early round guys that we could possibly get to replace an edge rusher. But Malcolm Kuntz coming off that season-ending injury, a Raider allegiance. Yes, Deion Walker. Yes, that's the guy I was thinking of. Big boy. Probably get in the 6th round. I would think. I don't know what his draft projection is, but what you guys' thoughts on Malcolm Kuntz after the talks that we already had? Rolling into it, Chris, I'll throw it to you first, man.
Yeah, like I said, I'm all for Kuntz. Like I'm high on him. Again, it's going to come down to that money. You know, if we can get him at a fair deal, I'd even pay a little bit more for him. But I'm just not going to just do nothing stupid. But I'm all for re-signing him because I really think his best days are still ahead of him for sure.
Yeah, and here's the thing: is what's tough is it's trying to understand what the ideal contract is for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, Spot Track has him at $20 million a year. I'm not paying $20 million a year for him. No. Especially if we potentially re-sign Adam Butler, those type of things. I would be okay with our salary cap. We got $92 million. In my opinion, I'd be okay with offering him something in upwards of maybe like 10, 11 million a year.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
So I'm 2 year
with incentives.
10, 11 mil with incentives, to your point. Like, that's something I'd offer him, but I'm sure there's a team that's gonna go after him. Dixon, what's happening, man? So Severe, man, what's your thoughts on Malcolm Kuntz?
Yeah, I'm kind of similar place where you guys are, where, you know, if we can, if the money makes sense, you know, I think it's a must that we bring him back. You know, you hear, I think Max was just talking about him the other day, right? He said, man, he would want, like, you know, 50 other two Malcolm Kuntzes on the team with himself, right? That's the kind of, that's kind of guy he is, right? And we heard, you know, like before the season, like AP was talking about it, Max was talking about it, PG was talking about, like, Kuntz is about to have a huge year. Yeah. He was about to have a crazy year, and because he stepped up, and he's always been a quiet guy, but it's like he stepped up as a leader as well. The type of work he had been putting in, you know, I think he was going to just take off exponentially. So if I was the Raiders, I would do, you know, if he's taking it, I would do almost like we did Waller, like sign him over a little bit longer term, a little bit cheaper. And then on the back end of that contract, it's going to look like, man, we got one of the best value contracts at that position in the league, because I think that guy, you know, if he can come back fully healthy, and he's had an entire year, basically just, you know, body fresh, ain't taking no hits, you know, just to rehab and get his knee right. And we've seen guys come back from that injury much faster. So, you know, he's had an extended amount of time. So I would definitely look to bring him back if the money is right.
Yeah, and Vincent, what's up, man? Appreciate you pulling up. It's hard because we have so many guys on this front line that we can prioritize. Adam Butler, Malcolm Kuntz, Caleb on Chason as a rotational guy and potentially started based on what he did. You know, and here's my thing is you got to prioritize one of the two. You either bring back Adam Butler because he's an absolute beast in the middle and match him up with Christian Wilkins. Who do you double team at that point?
Yeah.
Right.
Who do you double team?
Yeah.
Like if you double team Christian Wilkins, which will most likely get the double team, Adam Butler is going to have a field day. A field day. You know what I'm saying? But if you bring back Adam Butler, you're not bringing back Kuntz. You're not paying him.
Yeah.
But if you bring back if you don't bring back Adam Butler and you sign someone like a Jonah Laulu that showed promise the last 3-4 games, and you get Malcolm Kuntz, then you're clearly doubling Laulu, and it's like, how does he handle the double team? We know Adam Butler can battle a double team. He was the 6th most double team interior tackle last season. You know he can battle it. You know you can deal with it. Can Laulu deal with it? We just don't know, because he's going to get the double team. And so for me, Malcolm Kuntz, if he wants to get the bag, go get it. That's my thing. Coming off injury, go get yours. I'm all about players getting their money. And then in my opinion, then we prioritize Adam Butler. Get Adam Butler, bring him in, and stack that interior D line. And so that's my choice. Malcolm Kuntz, you want to come back in with $11 million a year, $12 million a year, maybe with incentives? Cool. Let's rock. Let's do this thing. But if you want $20 million, I gotta let you walk. That's my opinion.
Yeah, it's all about the money. But I'm not necessarily convinced that it's going to be one or the other, though. I could see scenarios where we have Malcolm Kuntz and Butler. Because if we think about it, Spy
even
Tech,
with the extension of Max,
I
might get crazy.
Yeah, but I think because generally with those extensions is that first year, like that's usually you can like get funny with the money where like that first year the cap hit is like super small, like a $2 million cap hit this first year, and that allows you to maybe front load some guys like Kuntz, some guys you think may have injury risk later on. So maybe you do something like that where you front load his contract a little bit, give him some money in his pocket, a little bit of security against his injury. And then, those last years, you don't have as much, of a cap hit if you release him. So if he ends up getting hurt again, or if he's not the same guy, it's not, you won't be in the Corey Littleton situation where you're paying him for like, 5
years after he's gone.
5 years later, it's like, damn, Corey Littleton still the 3rd highest player on our team. Dude ain't been here in 4 years. So it's like, so you can do some stuff like that. And that contract extension with Max, even though Max, his contract is already pretty reasonable for an edge of his caliber, but you do that extension, you can really play around with the money.
That's a good point. And I think and plus I think Max is going to be aware of that just when he does his contract. I think he's in this point of his, he wants to win now. So I think he's going to take it as, hey, we can get a little creative with my extension, but hey, I want to make sure we take care of, a Malcolm, because, I think before he was kind of pissed off when we got rid of Ngakoue, because he really liked playing with Ngakoue. So I think he might be willing to let the team be a little flexible, when they work with his money.
And Chris, it's actually a damn good point, because I know I've mentioned it before, and you bring it up is a really good reminder to it, is that Max, when he doesn't have someone opposite of him, he gets a shit ton of pressures, but he doesn't actually get there because there's exits for the quarterback. When you have someone opposite of him, he's going to get home. He's going to get his sacks. He's going to get the double-digit sacks every season. You know what I'm saying? And when he doesn't have someone opposite, he understands that's a detriment to his legacy, to his stats, to what he can do in the big picture. And so I'm with you, man. That's a very good point. I agree with you. I think Max does appreciate and know how important it is to have someone opposite of him in order for him to have his success as well.
Right.
So I'm with you on that. And Dixon, what's happening, man? Dixon, man, I always look at your picture like you might be an edge rusher on your own, big dog. I'm with you. But he said, bring back Khalil Mack, man. I don't. It'd be crazy as shit if we did, to be honest. It'd be crazy as hell if it went full circle and we brought back a Khalil Mack. But But and I can bring back my jerseys. I can bring back my jersey, my girls having their jerseys, my jersey with Cleo Mac. But man, like it's hard for me to struggle to see it happen.
Yeah, I can't see it.
I can't see it.
So, but
everybody
Dixon, appreciate pulling up.
Everybody ain't see Wood.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, like I think look, we paid Corey Littleton a three-year, $36 million deal. Like we could pay Corey Littleton 3 years, $36 million. Y'all try to give Coons like $9 million if you don't take it. The door, he can wear the good Lord split. Like, come on, dog. We pay this dude $12 million a year to be terrible at linebacker. Like I'm cool. Like I'll give
and doubled it up and doubled it up. We paid Kwiatkowski money that same year too.
Bro, I'm cool. Look, I'm giving Coons a cool $15 million at least. And maybe, and if you keep it close, right? You keep it close because the Nevada, no state income tax that helps, with a little bit. So you don't have to pay him quite as much for the value to be the same as he would get elsewhere. But hey, I'm giving him at least offering him like 15, 16 a year, and I'm throwing 3 years at him. I'm throwing 3 years at him at that. Front load the contract and see if he takes that security.
Yeah, hey, and good point, Severe. No state income tax. You know what I'm saying? In Nevada. That plays a huge role. So Raider Pete, what's happening, man? Appreciate you pulling the building, man. Appreciate you coming up. And Daniel Kim, you're right. Hit those like buttons, hit the subscribe button. I got Chris Sexual Podcast up above, the Severe Raider down below. I'm 805 Raider, Real Talk. Raider Nation, we're gonna hit you guys if you're in the Vegas area. Barcode Burger, Sunday, February 23rd. We're doing a meet and greet. Just chill out. 1 p.m. if you're in the Vegas area. Hit me in the chat right now if you guys can be there. Let me know. Have a couple drinks, rock out, have a good time. We're going to be there. It's the day after the Commitments to Excellent dinner with maxxcrosby. So let us know. So, Annie, you're saying Coots 1 year, $9 million. Don't like it.
Yeah, come on, bro. That's a disrespect. It's a disrespectful offer.
Yeah,
I was like, you going to the Benz dealership like 30,000, take it or leave it. Like what? Get your security. Get this
guy out of here.
But at the same time, like Jeff, to your point, like it is a proven deal. Like it's got to be a proven deal. You know what I'm saying? Coming off of an injury like that. Not sure if I said it, but Ernest, what's up, man? Appreciate you coming through. Not sure if I and Realist Raider, what's happening? Was good. So Malcolm Kuntz talked about it. It's hard to narrow down just one player. You got to look at the group, but we talked about Malcolm Kuntz. I would, in my opinion, I would probably bring back Adam Butler, but I like Malcolm Kuntz. I just think Malcolm Kuntz is going to get his bag. I think he's going to get paid. I'll end it with this: is that to me, I feel like there's 3 positions good teams have: quarterback, edge rusher, cornerback. The good teams have those, and they pay to get them. Someone might pay Malcolm Kuntz's bag. So, we talked about Trevon Merrick. And I think the majority of the chat, you guys gave us your opinion, whether or not you want to bring back Trevon Merrick. I like Trevon Merrick. We talked about Nate Hodge. We talked about Isaiah Palomal. Well, actually, Isaiah Palomal's down on the screen a little bit.
He's right.
We're talking about Nate Hodge, but let us know if you guys want to bring back Trevon Merrick. Severe, I'll throw it to you first, man. What's your thoughts on Trevon Merrick?
Yeah, bring back Trevon Merrick. I think he's gonna probably be the one that costs the most. But just seeing
there's gonna be teams that want him. I'm with you.
Yeah, and we for a long time we were looking for a guy at that safety position, right? We saw the Jeff Heaths and the Eric Eric Harris and
Eric Harris.
we've seen
Hey,
Yeah,
Eric Harris has some good
Harris,
games.
though.
Okay, Eric
I
Harris
like
has some
Eric
good
Harris.
games. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was shocked.
Hey,
He was shockingly okay.
He always
Let's put it that way.
he was
Severe be
he was
remembering everybody, man.
he was
Jeff Heath.
All right,
Oh my
hold on.
God.
Shout to chat. Shout to
He
Severe, man. He is Severe is what brings back the names to us. Like I don't got
I
a good
forgot
memory.
that. I thought I would never hear that name again in my
Yeah,
life.
like Severe's on with the names. Love it.
man. Jeff Heath didn't he have a pick six? He had a pick six in one or
Yes.
he had a 2 interception game. He had a 2 interception game. Eric Harris had the pick six against the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Jeff Heath
I
had a 2
remember-
interception game against the Chiefs. I want to say is that the
Was it
game when we
Chiefs?
beat them? Is that the game
So
we
was
beat the
Cowboys.
Chiefs?
Was
Was
it
it Cowboys? Was that the
I
revenge?
remember
I know he
him.
played for the Cowboys previously.
Yeah,
I want to say he
maybe.
had 2 picks in the Chiefs game when we beat them, and that's.
I'm
gonna
gonna trust your memory, Severe. I'm just saying.
I think that's the circle
I'll
game.
trust yours.
Yeah. So we've had some shockingly mediocre safety play. We all going all the way back to what's my man Anthony Dorsett the second. What's the guy Derek Gibson? Like we've had some bad safeties,
Eric
man.
Gibson.
So,
I feel like Derek Gibson will never go away. Man.
we've had
He
some
just
bad
never
safeties,
would go
man.
away.
We've had some bad saves. So we finally got a guy, hey, we thought we was gonna get him in the first round. We got him in the second. We traded up to get him. So let's make it a habit of, we just talked about how we went, like very few of our players that we drafted were on this team. Let's change that habit. If a guy performs, let's pay him accordingly.
Yeah, and SoCal, man, I don't know if I said what's up to you, man. I appreciate you coming in the building, man.
Oh.
Shout out to SoCal. We already talked about Chris Trevon Merrick, man. What's your thoughts?
Oh yeah, he's gonna be my number one guy that I keep. Him and Kuntz. So, that's just the progression that we saw from him. Year after year, he just got better. Became a leader on the field. I think he changed his number, got a whole new swag about him. He's good. Good in the box. He comes up and hits, and I know. So he does his thing, man. He does this thing.
God damn it, Sabrina. As I take a drink, really?
Oh man,
you son of a.
But yeah, no, for sure. We definitely want to keep him for sure.
Yeah. My final thought is I want to keep Mary because. And I struggle to say the box again because it's severe, but the way that Merrick was able to operate in Patrick Graham's system, you keep it, you keep that intact.
You got to.
And he could be that other leader in the room. Leaders are the talk about leaders in the room is so underrated that if you could have a maxxcrosby, and we're about to talk about somebody else. But you take a maxxcrosby, a Robert Spillane, you take a Trevon Merrick, and those are the leaders in your locker room. That's nasty.
Yeah.
That's nasty. Leading up into it, knowing that the defense has to be the driver to our success right now in the short term. The defense has to be the driver of success. And so I will prioritize Trevon Merrick over anybody in our secondary. And we talked about Nate Hobbs as well. And so, but shout out before I get into it. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe. Appreciate everybody in the building. Trevon Merrick.
They're trying to run down Sharp.
What happened?
Double 33. I think that's Anthony Dorsett, right? Still trying to run down Shannon Sharp.
Damn it, I don't see it. Oh, right here. Yeah, I'm with you.
Gibson
okay.
was 37. Gibson was 37, right? I think he was 37.
Yeah,
I think he was 37.
Yeah.
But
hey, we don't want to bring it back. Trevon Merrick. I think Tyree Gillespie is a free.
Stop it.
Tyree Gillespie.
Oh my god. We've had some bums, man.
I'm telling you, it's bad. Hey, one thing I will say, as we laugh about, shout out to everybody in the building. I appreciate it. Hey, if you guys like the content, you guys like what we're doing, share it on social media. Share it to whatever you got. You know what I'm saying? We got our own social media. I'm _ 805 Raider on most. I got Chris Protection Podcast, The Severe Raider. Tag us, share it on social media, man, because we hit you guys with the 2 segments: who did better as a Raider and start them, bench them, cut them. We have fun with it, and so share it on social media if you can. Appreciate you guys.
Sean Smith.
Yeah,
Rock. Sean Smith still trying to run down Brandon
Rock.
Roderick Teamer, Dallin Levitt. We've had some.
I ain't trying to get too deep in it, but like, hey, I thought Sean Smith was gonna be okay.
I thought
me too.
Man.
Hey, he
was having a solid year that year until he got in trouble.
I know.
Who? Sean Smith?
Yeah, once he had a solid year that year until he got in trouble. He punched out his sister boy. I think it was something when we made a switch from man defense to zone defense.
Yeah, because Sean Smith was not a man guy, not at all.
No.
Yeah, and he was trying. Yeah, because it was Brandon Cooks. Yeah, it was Brandon Cooks. I was killing him. I mean, just running right by him.
Yeah. Or was it Brand, or was that the Eddie? Was that Eddie Royal?
No, Eddie Royal was the one that was.
God damn it!
Nah, he was cooking.
He was cooking somebody else. He was cooking somebody.
D'Angelo, wasn't it D'Angelo Hall?
Was that D'Angelo Hall? Okay.
Eddie Royal. Oh my, he was
Eddie Royal,
cooking.
man.
Eddie Royal, man. See, severe with the names.
Yeah, Eddie Royal was cooking.
Okay,
that was what Monday Night Football, the opener.
Yeah, man.
I was hype about D'Angelo too. You gonna tell me nothing? D'Angelo and Nnamdi, you can tell me nothing.
Yeah. Hey, God, all right,
my
Felix,
bad.
man. No.
I like Carl Joseph.
Exactly. So
yeah, I'm
Carl, with you,
man,
because Carl Joseph will come up and hit the piss out of you. Like I loved it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm with you. God,
he's gonna get hurt too.
Carl Joseph ain't nothing but the Haitian Jonathan Abram. Of
course, Severe comes with
the Haitian Jonathan. The same player.
You know, I wanted him to be like a version of Mike Mitchell. Mike Mitchell was my guy. Mike Mitchell was my guy.
Missile Mike was
man. And honestly, I was hoping that Joseph, because he used to come downhill like Mike did, but he's just a smaller guy.
Wait, Mike Mitchell,
Ohio.
Ohio University.
Ohio University, yeah. Oh yeah. No. Mike Mitchell was a bad man. Like, I'm with you. I'm wanting it. Hey, Felix,
that's when we drafted him, though. Oh, I was mad.
Oh man,
I'm like, he's not even on Kuiper's book. He's not even in his book. I was pissed.
Man, Felix, don't derail the show.
Yeah, my bad, man. My bad.
It's good. It's good though. Yeah, Carl Joseph, man. I wanted him to be good. 100%. And so, all right, because we're gonna get to the big name. We're getting to the big name. Robert Spillane. Robert Spillane. Chat, let us know. Do we prioritize Robert Spillane in free agency? Let me know. I will explain. I say yes, 100%. But Severe, I'll throw it to you first. Robert Spillane.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think Trevon is probably the highest priority. And then number 2, you can go back and forth between Spillane and Butler, and Spillane might actually win out just because he's a green dot guy, and I don't think there's a guy that can step in and have an impact in that linebacker room, right? If we lose Butler, we're hoping that Christian Wilkins have to step up. We're hoping from some growth from Lualu and probably playing Tyree at the 3 technique a little bit more. But if we lose Spillane, like it starts to get spooky. It gets real spooky. So and for what it's going to cost to get a guy that's as good, because he wants to come back. And I think Spillane is the kind of guy who will take a team friendly-ish, not a team friendly, but a team friendly-ish deal. Because remember, he is an undrafted guy. So this is going to be his first payday and an opportunity to set up his family, for the rest of their lives. So he wants to cash in, but I think he does want to come back here. He's valuable. He's a team leader. I think he's in that second group what Max is on in that front 4. So I think he's very important to have here. So I think he should be one of our highest priorities.
Yeah, I'm with you. And real quick, guys, real quick, my baby girl, my youngest, in her Raider pajamas. My little girl,
little 805.
Look at on with the Raider pajamas.
Oh man.
All right.
Then indoctrination.
I know. Love you. Go sleep.
When are you done?
In a second. I go.
I know we keeping her up. Tell her we sorry.
But yeah, no, I'm with you 100%. But here, the only thing I will say, and I'll get into my rant after I'll shoot up to Chris, is we already talked about Devon Diablo. Walk. Let him do his thing.
Yeah.
If we get rid of Robert Spillane, look at the linebacker room.
Luke Masterson.
Look at our linebacker room.
Amari Burney, Amari Gaynor.
And then you look at the linebacker room and we have Patrick Graham. It goes to the green dot. You know what I'm saying? So that's the hardest part. So, Chris, I'm going to throw it to you, man. Before I go on my rant, Robert Spillane, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, with Spillane, yeah, for one, I don't think he's going to be too expensive. But I think Spillane is a guy that he probably wouldn't mind retiring a Raider, to be honest. I think even though he did have that good relationship with AP, but I believe someone like Pete is going to everyone who's ever played for him loves him. So I think he wants to stay a Raider. I think we have to be able to keep him because he's a quarterback of that defense. So the main part of having the advantage of bringing PG back is because of continuity. We need to make sure we have that quarterback per se of the defense that's wearing the green dot, because the rest of our linebackers are lackluster. So we're gonna probably bring in some free agents, and we're gonna need somebody to kind of coach them up and help get them up to speed with everything. And I think he's a perfect guy. He's lunch pail type of guy. He brings it every day. So he's an epitome of what you want, in the middle of your defense.
Yeah. Wild Turkey, what's happening, man? Appreciate you pulling up. Yeah. I'm trying to get my girls, you know what I'm saying, to rock with the Raiders. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta get them better candy, man. You gotta get them better candy, and bro,
it's good candy. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, the full size,
king size.
Okay, king size.
Rock it out.
Okay. Well, you probably shouldn't do touchdowns. How about
exactly
whenever we get a new coach, you get
oh my god, dude. He'll be in the dentist.
But I'm gonna go back for a second. Elikam, don't say white hair on this. I'm just saying, like, I can't stand, like, me and white hair don't get along. I'm just saying, I saw the comment, can't do it. And so, Tad, you're saying, Raiders, seriously, are any of our free agents that important to re-sign besides Morgan Spillane? And that's a very fair comment or statement, is that we can't re-sign everybody. You have to prioritize some. And so you can prioritize maybe 2, possibly 3. And to prioritize Morgan Spillane is not a bad deal, to be dead honest, based on what we're talking about. And so if we talk about Robert Spillane, I to be honest, I just don't, to me, I don't see how you let Robert Spillane walk. And I think it was, sorry, Alec, you put it up there. Spillane, new fam, still wants good money. I think he just had a baby girl, possibly.
Good point. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
He wants his contract, he wants his money. But for Patrick Graham, you want some continuity.
Exactly.
And that's gonna make that's gonna have you pay a little bit. And so I just don't know how you let Robert Spillane walk, the captain of your defense, the heart of your defense that makes everything work. And we saw Spillane still has got it. He's got it. Yeah. And we all, I think earlier in the season, and Chris and Severe, correct me if I'm wrong, early in the season, I had some question marks on Robert Spillane. If you extend him, he's now going to be in his 33, 34-year-old range, which is tough.
Yeah.
But if you look at what our linebacker room now looks like, we may have no choice but to actually prioritize Robert Spillane.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to. You got to.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't. How do you not? Given the fact that we have so many holes, we have so many players that we have to prioritize. I think Robert Spillane is probably your number one free agent that you bring back and build around him. That's my take on it. You guys disagree? Agree?
Yeah, I want them because I mean, you know, we talk about how hard it is, how hard it would be for PG to find a slot corner.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know, a nickel corner. It's going to be very hard to find a green dotter, you know, and because, you know, we haven't even seen all the stuff that PG really wants to do because he's always been known as, you know, kind of having exotic, you know, schemes and stuff like that. But it's like you can't do that stuff if you don't have the right personnel. So, you know, we got the green dot guy that knows the system in and out. We can finally get to a point where we can, you know, do some of that stuff. But if we just get someone else in there, it's like starting all over.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah. I mean, there's very few guys you're going to find that are as good as Robert Spillane that are going to be value guys, right? You know, like, you know, you like we were able to get him on the cheap from the Steelers. And really, you know, they wanted to bring him back. It was only because we were able to outbid him that we were able to acquire his services. So, you know, we were able to bring him over here. I think he's outproduced his contract. Not like middle linebackers are getting paid exorbitant salaries anyway.
Right.
And, you know, and some of the guys that are free agents, you know, they come with their warts themselves, or they're going to be as expensive or more expensive than Robert Spillane, right? I know people are talking about like Dre Greenlaw. Like, this dude has joints made of vanilla wafers. Like, you know, why would you bring him? Like, you know, he's an injury waiting to happen.
True.
You know, Bobby Wagner is long in the tooth. You know, Eric Kendricks is another guy. You know, he's a UCLA guy. I like him, but he's getting up there as well. You know, Ernest Jones, he's been on multiple teams. Do you trust him to step in right away? And he's been productive everywhere he's gone. He's a damn good player. Do you trust him to come in day one and be the green dotter? In this system where we know Patrick Graham is a tinkerer. So every year he's adding on new things, tinkering around the edges, so Spillane having that solid, base of understanding in the main scheme, like, those little changes around the edges, he can adjust to those easily because he has a solid grasp of the system. A new guy isn't going to be able to come in and do that. So I just think that, just take care of the guy, take care of the guy.
Severe, real quick, because I was the big Eric Kendricks guy too. I liked him.
Oh, he was a dog at UCLA, bro. He's a dog.
Exactly. So here's my thing. You sign Robert Spillane. Could Eric Kendricks play next to him in ball, given the fact that if you sign Trayvon Merrick, you bring him back, and Patrick Graham likes to run that 5-2 system. He will run the nickel coverage to where Trevor Merrick will find himself more in the box. You have two linebackers. Robert Spillane. Would you bring him back? Or sorry, would you bring back or sign Kendrick as a potential inside linebacker with Robert Spillane?
The thing about Eric Kendricks, and I love Eric Kendricks, I always wanted him to be a Raider. I thought he would have been a great Raider. He's a guy that, first of all, he's kind of a little bit undersized. He's not the most athletic guy. He's probably one of the smartest linebackers in the league, if not the smartest linebacker in the league. Like, dude is brilliant. Just his ability to diagnose, like just understanding of what teams are trying to do against him. I think he's just next level. But I don't think he has the requisite next to a guy like Spillane, who was essentially it'd be like putting John Beck next to Jacoby Myers. Like both of these guys they're like the same guys essentially. So
I'll take this. I'll take those same guys.
Yeah, I just think I think teams with speed, especially speed at tight end or speed at running back, I think they destroy us. And I think we need somebody like somebody brought up earlier, like the Sherwood kid from the Jets. They might bring him back because we don't know if CJ Mosley is going to come back. But he stepped in. I think only thing about him is like, Raiders have had bad luck with these guys, but he's a converted safety to went to linebacker. But he's a guy that he played well when CJ Mosley went down. He may not be too expensive. And the Jets will probably want to bring him back just because of what he did. And like I said, there's questions about CJ Mosley returning, but that's a guy I'm looking at right there. Like, hey, he has some athleticism. I think we need a guy with a little bit more range when you put him next to Robert Spillane.
No, I'm with you. And that's why it's one guy that I am paying more and more attention to and doing some homework is that Chris Paul Jr.
Oh, yes.
Out of where's he from? I'm blanking. I don't know, but a more athletic guy next to Spillane, like Divine Diablo, but draft him. You know what I'm saying? And so,
yeah.
But here's my thing: is we got Robert Spillane. I think a lot of people want to prioritize him without question. Everybody in the chat, appreciate you guys. Prioritize Robert Spillane. But what about I missed one guy. Janaris Robinson. I'm gonna let him walk.
Yeah.
I thought last year he could have showed some promise. He's a big body DN. Could be a force off the edge, but he had that DUI. Like it's just not working. So Janaris Robinson, I'm quick pass. Sounds like you guys are on the same page. Chris, you on the same page?
Yeah, for sure. I was actually a little. I was excited. I thought he was going to, show some promise, and it just didn't work out. So
yeah. And Severe, you're quick pass.
Yeah, I'm quick pass. I never really liked him. I know that was Turk's boy.
It was.
I liked him because you just need an opposite of maxxcrosby. And so
it's a nice hat there, Rosetown. Damn nice hat.
One question though, and I'm going to go back up real quick. Is Alec M? You're saying Spillane, or no? Sorry, I'm going to go back down. M easy. How much do you want to pay Spillane? With our salary cap, everything.
The market isn't that high for.
Not that high.
I'm not gonna lie. I haven't looked at the market, but I'd be okay with giving Spillane somewhere in upwards of like 10 mil a year.
I was thinking in the same range.
Like, because I don't know what the actual market is, but I'd be okay with like 10 mil a year.
Yeah.
If you guys disagree or what have you?
I'm good with that.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
I mean, and you negotiate Severe. You're looking something up.
I'm looking at right now. Yeah, that will put him in the top 10. Well, based on last year's total, that would put him in the top 10 of average, value. Like think about like Azeez Al-Shaair, the guy from the Texans, who was like, I think he's one of the better linebackers in the league. He's getting 11. He got 11.3. So. Somewhere in that, between 10 and 11.
Yeah,
Zaire Franklin, who led the league. I think he led the league in tackles this year, I want to say. He's getting 10.4. So I think that 10 mil. I think 10 mil, and especially 10 mil in Vegas. That's that's like in
that go a long way.
I mean, that sounds about right, to be honest. And EC, man, you're saying Spillane's market value is $9 million a year, $3 million. I mean, I'd overpay him a little bit because of the Patrick Graham connection. I'd overpay him a little bit, 100%. And I got to address this, Walter. Yeah, if I still got the candy. Dog, I do. And you guys have been around long enough. You guys know I brought my kids to be Raider fans with candy because I got young kids, and so 100%. So let's do this. All right, you guys. We did all our segments, but Chris, Severe, tell me, because look, we just went through unrestricted free agents. We have so much to talk about. We elaborate on a lot. You guys know, everybody in the chat, you guys know, we will talk day in, day out. We're just getting to the restricted free agents.
Yeah.
I respect my guys' times. But we're going to talk real quick. Restricted free agents. A player with 3 accrued seasons and expired contracts. Restricted free agents are free to negotiate and sign with any team, but the original team can offer them a qualifying offer that can come with a right of first refusal and a draft compensation. So these next guys we're going to talk about real quick. Teams can offer them contracts. We have the ability to match it.
Yes.
Basically, that's what it says. And so we're talking defense. Zach Carter, Luke Masterson. I think that's a quick decision.
Yeah.
Chris, I'll throw it to you first. Quick decision. Luke Masterson.
Yeah, we don't even need to discuss him.
No, yeah.
We can get right. We can get right to Isaiah.
As much as it's so hard because the linebacker position, we need depth. It's so hard.
Yeah.
We need so much depth. Is that look? If Luke Masterson wants to come on and just be a depth piece, cool. Do your thing. I'll keep it as a depth piece, but that's it. Point blank. Period. And Severe, I think you agree to the same.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the thing about depth is that you want quality depth. You know,
right?
If they want to sign somebody that's gonna go out there and miss tackles, like they can give me, I do that for $250,000. Right. You know, give me $75,000 in season tickets. You know, I'm good. So, you know, I think we need quality depth. Luke Masterson, he's not it. I'd consider extending a qualifying offer to Zach Carter. I'd consider it. I kind of like. I think his first game with us, he had a sack. I think he showed some promise, but
because he's the deep. He is the one. He was supposed to be a good draft pick last year, and he just didn't pay. Army guy, right?
He went to he went to Florida. He was with the Bengals. He got drafted. He was with the. I want to say he was on the Bengals practice squad. We signed him off the Bengals.
I think he's from Army.
Squad. Yeah, we signed him off the Bengals practice squad. But yeah, I mean, I'd consider just to have him in camp and have him part of the competition. But yeah, Luke Masterson's been here long enough. You know, he's on that Sam Williams scholarship at this point. Like, get this dude up out of here. Like, bro, you are what you are. You know, you're Isaiah Ekajuba. Like, we don't need you here no more, dog.
Yeah.
Like, you're a special team player. Like, and not even that great of special team. So
right,
get up out of here. Now go ahead, Chris. You know you're gonna go.
No, I agree because I think we always talk about depth and having guys, the special teams players, but we still need a guy that can come in there and be give us some good reps. Like I just don't think he gives us good reps when he comes in because injuries happen all the time. So we can't just have a whole bunch of just mid, special teamers. Like I want a guy that can come in and at least hold his own and hold the spot down until the starter comes back. And Luke never been that for me. Never. I've never been a fan of him.
Man.
Yeah, I'm with you. So, all right. There's a lot of people jumping the gun. Steve, you're saying some edge rushers, man. I appreciate you. But Isaiah Palomar. This might be a sticky subject because we already talked about so many other defensive backs. Nate Hobbs, Trayvon Merrick, Marcus Epps. This is a sticky situation. And so Isaiah Palomar, my question is whether or not we actually re-sign him, bring him back on. He's a restricted free agent, so we have to match up a potential offer for another team. Do you bring back Isaiah Palomar we've already talked about all the other defensive backs. I'm gonna Severe. I'm gonna throw it to you first. I'm gonna go. I'm done with the scotch. I'm gonna go get a couple beers.
My
But
805.
I know. Severe. I'm gonna throw it to you first, man. What's your thoughts on Isaiah Palmau?
Yeah, man. I mean, he's a guy. He's a homegrown guy. I think we are a dearth of those, right? We don't have enough of those on our in our organization, on our team. I think he's a guy that's continued to get better and better every year. I thought I predicted last year to be his breakout year. I thought he was gonna have a breakout season last season, and he ended up having one this season. As soon as he got his opportunity, it's a little bit rough in the beginning, but I think he's really rounding into shape, coming into his own. He's starting to have a better understanding of what's expected of him on the field. And I think that going forward, I think he's only going to get better. Dude comes from good bloodlines, obviously, with Troy Polamalu. I think that's his uncle, right? Troy Paul, his cousin.
Yeah.
But so his actual blood cousin. It's not like a Trey Taylor situation where his cousin
with Ed Reed,
cousin through marriage, like his actual bloodline. So and the dude like as a safety, man, the dude's kind of a physical freak, man. Like he and we saw the difference with him out there than with Epps. I think Epps had a higher level of IQ, partly because of his understanding of the game and partly because of his athletic limitations. But Isaiah Palomar brings a level of athleticism and of range and of I think we can just do more. He's more of a chess piece out there. So I think we definitely should extend that qualifying offer.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think just having him out there, like he's more the type of safety that, if need be, he can keep up with some of those tight ends that tend to always give us issues. How Kelsey used to kill us. He's a guy that can kind of move around. He can be in the box. He can play center field if needed. Like you said, just a physical freak. And I think that he hasn't even unlocked and untapped his potential yet. He's still kind of raw, more than anything. So let him get another year under his belt. I'm definitely keeping him around for sure.
I'm gonna jump in. It's so hard because Isaiah Palmau, stud. He did damn good things, but it just goes back to you can't sign everybody, right?
Yeah.
And so it's trying to understand what's in the draft. We can look at it. What's in free agency? If we bring back an Adam Butler, if we bring back a Robert Spillane, if we bring back Trayvon Murray, that means Isaiah Palmau is not. There's no room for him, and it's almost as if we have to look at what are the top 3 defensive guys we want to hang on to. And I just don't see Isaiah Palmau being that guy. That's the hard part. As much as I really like him, don't get me wrong. I think he's a stud. I think he did damn good things for us this year. He's not within the top 3 that I'd like to bring back. That's just my opinion, Luis. You're big on Isaiah Palmau, and it's tough. It's tough because we have so many defensive guys that we can definitely prioritize. And so we'll rock back down real quick, and now we have exclusive rights free agents. So real quick, any players with fewer than 3 accrued seasons and an expired contract, if his original team offers him a 1-year contract at the league minimum based on the credited seasons, the player can negotiate other teams. And so I'll be honest, if we just look at defense, remember we're just looking at defense. If we look at all the guys, we got Matthew Butler, Blue Kelly.
That's the guy we picked up. Yeah, he didn't do much. He didn't do much.
Kanai Malga. So what's crazy is yesterday. So check this out. Yesterday, I swear, I'm with wife and the kids. We're driving. The wife, we're up in Summerlin, Nevada area, like Las Vegas area. I swear to God, I saw Kanai Malga jogging, and I was about to. I was at a stoplight. I was about to just check if he was in. I swear, I thought it was him, and just being in the Vegas area, it happens. Matthew Butler, Kai Blue Kelly, Kanai Malga, Jordan Merritt, Charles Snowden, Sam Webb. Okay, so we have Matthew Butler, Kanai Malga, Charles Snowden, Sam Webb.
I got to give 805 props for that because I wouldn't know Kanai Malga if he walked up and said, "Hi, my name is Kanai Malga."
But what's a trip is like we saw. I messaged you guys. I shot you guys a message, and then I said at the beginning, like, Thayer Mumford. When he drove past me, I swear that was Thayer Mumford driving past me in the golf court, and I had to actually look him up because I knew his face, but I was like, "Is that really him?" I had to confirm, and then I was yell "Sweet feet." So
you would have knew that receiver stance, so you would have did that.
Yeah.
You would have.
You know what I'm saying?
Did he have a towel with him? If he had a towel, that's what that towel was.
Some receiver gloves, the whole nine. But let's do this. We're now at exclusive rights free agents, and we just wrapped off the requirement. But Matthew Butler, what's you guys' thoughts on Matthew Butler? Chris, I'll throw it to you first.
Nah, I'm out. I'm out.
He been out on Matthew Butler.
Man,
I know.
Yeah.
Been out. I know.
Been.
So I'll do it to him first.
Yeah.
Severe?
I mean, I know Max speaks highly of Matthew Butler, you know, his effort, what he does in practice, but I think we take him in the third round out of Tennessee, and that's another wasted pick. I want to say third or fourth round is another bad pick. And look, and with our luck, or with his luck, you know, he'll mess around, go somewhere, and win a Super Bowl. You know, old boy we cut from the one from the big one we cut that we drafted with Matthew Butler.
Oh, yeah, that same year. Yeah. What was his name?
I don't remember the name. He went to the Chiefs and won a Super Bowl, and then
I was mad we let him go.
And then we just drafted Byron Young. He went to the Eagles.
Yeah,
he just won a Super Bowl. So Matthew Butler's like, bro, hey, wherever you go, you about to get a ring next year.
Yeah, that's the hard part, right? I mean, look at Luis. He's saying we can't re-sign everybody, so we need foundational pieces. And I'm with you. I mean, that's the hard part because we're getting to the end of the free agent pieces that we could potentially bring back and re-sign. We went over everybody, at least on the defensive side. When we hit you guys back on Tuesday, we're going to rock the offensive side. Let's go back to the big swing. Well, Matthew, Kanai Malga. What you guys thoughts on Kanai Malga? Real quick. I mean, special teams guy.
Yeah, but see, he's a guy that actually, you know, made some splash plays. Now he's a guy that I would be okay with depth because. Go ahead.
Well, he came in and played fullback last year.
Yeah,
you remember?
Yep. Yeah,
because
and he was a beast at it too. Like he wanted that contact, but I wouldn't mind it, but it's not. I mean, I'm not. You know, either way, you know, I'm not tripping about him, but you know, I would take a look maybe
because look, that's the hard part is when you want to sign a guy that is in the back half of the roster, you want him to be a little versatile, right? We all talk about offensive linemen that are swing linemen, right? In the 7th round or even practice squad guys where they can play guard and tackle. Kanai Malga is a guy that could be a special teams guy, that could be a linebacker, that can actually possibly be a fullback if you need him because he played it last year. And so Kanai Malga is a guy that I could be okay with prioritizing bring him back and at a minimal contract because he's so versatile. I really don't see any other team wanting to bring him in for a decent contract. I don't see it.
Oh yeah.
So maybe prioritize him. So that's my thing. And so we're gonna move to Charles Snowden. Severe, what's your thoughts on Charles Snowden, real quick?
Definitely for a league minimum, definitely bringing him back. Definitely.
Hard squad guy.
Pretty easy. Pretty easy. He's for at the very least to raise the temperature in practice, raise the level of competition. For that last roster spot on the edge, I think he'll do that. He has some experience. I think he has. You look at the measurables were there. I think he did a solid job this year. Coachable guy, high effort guy, those kind of guys you want on your team. Just make sure he stays away from the scotch. 805. But other than that, I think he's a solid.
I slowed down. All right.
I think he's a solid contributor to the team.
All right, Chris, man, what's happening? Charles Snowden.
Yeah, no, I like what I saw from Snowden. Be good for the rotation. Just gotta, stay out of trouble. But he had I feel like he was playing with with some real intention. He was a guy that kind of had a chip on his shoulder. Not being drafted or anything like that. So yeah, yes, someone like that, you definitely want to have him in camp. And as we know, Pete's all about competing. So he's going to be a guy that if we bring Kuntz back or whoever, he's going to always be competing. He's always going to be there to keep the other guys on their toes. So you need guys like that on the team.
Yeah, my biggest thing with Charles Snowden is he's a undrafted free agent, basically.
Yeah.
Or and here's my thing is he showed some promise, but the thing is that we can get another undrafted free agent. We can get another guy to potentially come in and do potentially what he did. So with Charles Snowden and what he did in the offseason with the whole DUI crashing his car thing, it's like, man, I got to kind of walk on from it. Do your thing. And it's just, I just don't mess with it, So that's my biggest thing. And Amari Gaynor is another guy that you could potentially try at that edge spot.
Yeah.
And so a lot of Raider fans, a lot of people that watch our shows, watch us break down film, like Amari Gaynor has some potential.
Yeah.
So could you potentially bring him in and move him around a little bit? He was the edge rusher at North Carolina.
Yeah.
But he was inside linebacker at Florida State. So you can move him around a little bit. It would be very interesting. And so last but not least, Sam Webb.
Yeah, bro, yeah.
Sam Webb. All right, chat. I just want to know, out of the people that are in the chat, what are your thoughts on Sam Webb? Because I think we can weed out the ones that know what the hell they're talking about with Sam Webb. Sam Webb, I'm gonna start out. Sam Webb had something on Gruden. He had something on somebody in the Raiders organization.
Yeah.
To stay on the goddamn roster. But Sam Webb's on the list. What's your guys' thoughts? Severe, I'll throw it to you first.
Yeah, man. I think Sam Webb, he's had a nice run. It's been real. Appreciate you. I think Sam Webb was UDFA guy, right?
I think so. Yeah.
And I think did he go to a Division II school too, something like that, or like HBCU?
Yeah, I'm not sure that part.
I don't remember.
I think he went to like
Severe, you're supposed to remember. You are our historian.
Yeah, he's like a small school guy. I'm pretty sure. I think he D2 or HBCU. So hey, man, you've carved out a nice career for yourself as a guy that's undrafted, you know, from a small school. So, hey man, hey, it's been real. You know, maybe you catch on with somewhere else as a you know, special teamer. But I think we need a little bit more competition in the cornerback room. So, you know, I think we need to go a little bit younger as well.
It's been real. It's been fun, but it has been real fun, as I would say back in the day. Chris, what's your thoughts on Sam Webb?
You know, yeah, Sam. You know, I think, I don't know if it was his rookie year. He showed some flashes. I just remember when some guys got hurt, him and who was it, Tyler Hall. Like I was high on both of those young guys. You know, I thought him and Tyler Hall were both gonna kind of be able to eventually, you know, get some more burn. Even this past season, I was hoping that he can kind of make that next step. He just never did. You know, he actually kind of went even further down in the depth chart, because I was thinking with us losing Meek, you know, I was thinking he would have an opportunity to get some more burn, and he just never took that step up, man. So yeah, there's definitely, you know, younger guys around the league that we could take a look at, and you know, hopefully DCAM can develop, but yeah, Sam Webb can go elsewhere for sure.
I'm with you. At the end of the day, it's tough because with Sam Webb was an okay go-to. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was always in the back burner to be like, oh, could he do something?
Yeah.
That's all he was for so long. Is, well, why isn't Sam Webb going to start when another corner would fail?
Yeah.
You know, like, shit. You know what I'm saying? And so to me, it's like, Sam Webb, just walk on, do your thing. And to let's see, Felix means Sam Webb, private eyes. Rose Tank saying drops a young quarterback, 100%. You know what I'm saying? I say target a young cornerback early in the draft. And so, Foxdale, what's happening, man? Appreciate you pulling up. Sam Webb can go, yes. Let him go, and we can find someone in the draft, 100%. And so, but that's basically it. We broke down the entire defensive side of the free agency market, our own free agents, the whole nine. We're gonna break down Tuesday. The one thing I want to bring up one last time, appreciate everybody in the building. I'm gonna bring it up. Let's do it real quick. Hold on. Bang. If anybody is in the Vegas area next weekend, the Commend to Excellence dinner for maxxcrosby on Saturday night. On Sunday, Chris, Protect Show podcast, The Severe Raider. We're going to be in town. I'm 805 Raider. We're all talking Raider Nation. We're going to be in town. We're going to do a meet and greet. Just chill out and hang out. If you guys are in the area, come to Barcode Burger on Sunday, 1 p.m. We're going to rock it out. We're going to have a good time. Chill. Do our thing as long as we want. And then Vegas will hit us later that night. 100%. I know Vegas will hit Chris later that night. 100%. But just know, Barcode Burger, we're going to rock out. I know I'm gonna bring the wife out. The wife is actually gonna join us, which is cool as shit. I might bring my my youngest kids to just be a part of the Raider family. You know what I'm saying? And this is something we want to do as time goes on, as years go on. We're gonna rock out with you guys, and we might do some lives throughout the time. So it'll be cool as hell. So let me know in the chat. I know Jen Slingler, you're gonna rock out with us. I know you will. But at the end of the day, that's our defensive free agents. I'm gonna ask you guys, Severe first. What are your thoughts on our defensive free agents and as a whole? Do you think the defensive side is gonna be potentially our quickest path is success as we move forward.
Yeah, I think just because of continuity purposes and as well as talent, where we made our recent investments, I think the defense is where we are closer to having a complete defense than we are to having a complete offense. And that's where, and just because since we're bringing Patrick Graham back and Robbie Leonard back in the system back, I would prioritize keeping our own guys more in terms of the defensive side. And, maybe you let guys walk more on the offensive side just because you're having a new system on that side. So you can import and bring in some fresh blood there because everybody's going to be learning at the same time anyway. And I know, we don't think it's realistic that we can sign everybody. And, depending on, if these guys price themselves out or not, we may not be able to. But I saw the Los Angeles Rams do sorcery with the cap. These dudes were like, I don't know.
It's nasty, man. Yeah, that's a good example.
Saying incantations. They had, they had voodoo dolls and tarot cards, and I don't know what was going on, but they were somehow paying Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller, and Ndamukong Suh, and Matthew Stafford all at the same time. Yeah. And so if they can make that happen, we're not paying nobody. Only person we paying in our team is maxxcrosby. So if they can make it happen, I think if where there's a will, there's a way. And coming from an organization that's been pretty fiscally responsible in Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I think Spytek and his people, I think they will figure out a way to get it done. So if we want to keep somebody, we most likely will be able to keep somebody. Part of why markdavis was selling off bits and pieces of the team. Not only was it to bring these guys into the fold, which is extremely intelligent, because though their skill sets are going to play an important part in the organization, but it's also to get more liquid. You want to get more liquid so you have cash on hand so you can offer guys bigger signing bonuses and you can hand out some of these competitive coaching salaries and these contracts to these players. So I think that we have the money. So if somebody leaves, it's because, basically they price themselves out, because it's not a situation where in the past where we weren't able to pay these people.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Chris. Overall look on the defensive free agency market, man. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, so overall, just on the market, I think ultimately, man, we, I want to have as much continuity as possible, but if we can get some true difference makers, I want to go ahead and do that. But kind of like Severe said, on the offensive side of the ball, that's where you really want to kind of flip that thing upside down and bring in a lot of new blood. But, on the defense, I feel like we have a good foundation on the defense, but we just got to bring back those key pieces, continue that continuity, look for the leaders. We need more leaders out there. Of course, Max is a leader, but we can't let leaders walk out the door. Epps will probably leave. That's one big reason I want to make sure Spillane stays. We got to have more guys that are going to show these young guys how to be, professionals. Because maybe if you get Spillane to stay, then maybe he can help build up, Gainer or what was the other one? Amari, Bernie too. We still don't know what we have in him yet. Like he actually progressed a little bit as time went on. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. And I don't know if we got anything in Eichenberg or not, but we just gotta keep the leadership, man. Keep the leadership and try to develop, man.
Drink to you, Chris. You threw it out there.
Tommy E.
Drink to you, Chris. I mean, look, on the defensive side, it's not easy. It's not easy. We actually have established a lot of good talent on the defensive side. Whether it be, we just went through it, right? It's Robert Spillane, Trevon Merrick, Adam Butler, Isaiah Palomau, Marcus Epps. They're Nate Hobbs. There's so many names that we can potentially re-sign, but we just don't know. We don't know how it's going to work because all these other coaches Malcolm Kuntz, the whole nine. We don't know how they feel about these free agents and how they feel about the free agents on other teams and the depth in the draft. That's what makes March 12th so interesting. You know what I'm saying? So everybody in the chat, like stick with us. Hit the notification bell, because honestly, as free agency comes about, it's going to be crazy to know what we re-sign and what other teams re-sign. And now we'll know what they prioritize. You know, at the end of the day, when it comes to the defensive side, I would love to see us bring back Robert Spillane. That's probably my number one biggest free agent is Robert Spillane, because he's the captain. He is going to be able to construct this defense as a whole. He's proven he can over the years. And you bring back Patrick Graham, and I think that is a telltale sign that Robert Spillane might be a top priority for us. Just my thought, you know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, it's all speculation. We can all guess. We all can just think what we think might happen. But at the end of the day, we hope the best, and it turns into wins, 100%. So let's do this. We've been on for 3 hours. We appreciate everybody rocking with us. I'm going to do one last thing, just a shout out to what we're about to do next weekend, and that is, let's do this. Bang. So anybody in the Vegas area next weekend, Sunday, we're going to be at Barcode Burger, 1 p.m. Just a meet and greet. Chris, Petecarroll podcast, The Severe Raider, 805 Raider, Real Talk Raider Nation. We're going to be there. If you guys are there throughout the weekend, there's a dinner for maxxcrosby. He is going to be the main guy. Not only is it going to be existing Raiders, it's going to be current Raiders, the whole nine. And I think, Chris, you're going to the dinner, right?
Yeah. Yep. I'll be there.
Yeah, and Chris is rolling in. He's going to be at M Resort. Leo, another guy does content creation. And Chris, do you think Dub Raiders going to come into town?
Yeah, I think Dub will probably do like a turnaround. Yeah, he won't be for the dinner, but I think he may do a turnaround on maybe Sunday, maybe for that.
So if anybody's in the Vegas area, if you guys want to link up, chill, have a drink, chill out, 1 p.m. Barcode Burger. We're going to be there in the Vegas area on Sunday, February 23rd. So just want to let you guys know, reach out to us. We're going to spread it. Anybody that has social media, you guys are on it, share it as much as you can. We're going to rock it out. So we're going to have a good time. So, man, we've been rocking for 3 hours. Appreciate you guys. We did this on the defensive free agents. On Tuesday, we're going to rock out the offensive free agents. We're going to talk about them. Severe, I'm going to hit you first, man. Let everybody know what they're going to expect for you and what you rock out with.
What's going on, man? You guys know what it is. The Severe Raider here on YouTube, on IG, on X, on Snapchat, TikTok, basically everywhere, all over social media. It's at the Severe Raider. You guys know you can find me, obviously, Sunday night rocking out with my guys in the Raider Roar Room, as well as Tuesday afternoons / nights if you're on the East Coast, as well as, the 50/50 show. Got that every Tuesday. And then we got Around the Shield going every Friday night, man. So make sure check your boy out. Hit them likes, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you hit the notification bell. Don't miss out on any of the upcoming news we got coming for you guys.
Yeah, 100%, man. Appreciate everybody that hit the super chats and all that stuff, man. I appreciate it 100%. But Chris, let us know. I know you got some stuff going on Saturday, the whole nine. Let us know what we can expect from you.
Yeah, man. So, of course, I got this show with my guys, man, every Sunday and Tuesday. And then me and Dub Raider, we're doing a new series called the Raider Weekly Wire. Some episodes that we drop every Saturday. So we're just getting that started. So just been grinding, man. So, as he said, I will actually be in town on Saturday for the Commitment to Excellence dinner, and salute the Jen Slinger. He said he's going to be there. So if anyone else is, going to be there, man, hit me up, man. We can link up for sure. Definitely looking forward to it. And Sunday, going to be there with my brothers, man, at Barcode Burgers, man. So I'm not sure if you guys been there before, but their food is good. Food is good, and I know a little bit about food, man. So, but it's a good. So but yeah, and I also want to quick shout out to Severe, man. He's, I don't know why he's not talking about it more, but he's 18 away from getting his 1,000 subscribers. If you guys are subscribed to me, man, make sure you guys take a
100%.
second, man. Go over to Severe. The dude's been putting in overtime. He's been in overdrive, man. Go in there and just, hit that sub button for him, man. Get him over that 1,000, man. He's been putting in that pain.
Yeah, 100%.
I think I've been turning people off. I got like 10,000 watch hours in less than people watch me. They're like, yeah, I don't see him all the time.
People like, he get on my nerves. Unsubscribe.
Anybody that's watching right now, the Severe Raider, go over there, hit the subscribe button, man. Get him to 1,000. 100%.
Yeah, get him to that 1,000, man.
Because here's the thing: is I'm gonna derail for just a second. Raider Rundown. Make sure you guys hit
Run down.
up.
Check out my boy too.
Yes, I mean, shout out to him, bro. Baby, bro. Like, he
Brand
just
new
had
father.
your first baby. Yeah,
he's a weekend. He's
shout
about
to
a
you,
weekend.
man.
Ain't been sleeping. But
You
still
see
been
you up
giving
right now.
content.
You see you up right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably holding the baby, feeding him right now, rocking.
Exactly. But the thing is, like, look, give me a second, because there's a lot of Raider content. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many people firing out Raider content, and it's good as shit. And I'll be honest, for myself, I try to bring some people that can bring content, bring knowledge, bring something that can be useful to the Raider Nation. And you have the Raiders, like they have their own content. You have other people. Shout out to Mitchell Renz, Severe. You were on with Mitchell Renz a couple weeks ago. Shout out to him. But like, I'll be honest, it's ESPN a little bit. Like, it's their job. They do that's what they do. What I want to say is, with us here, we're doing it because we love the Raiders. We do it because it's our passion. It's what we rock. 110%. You know what I'm saying? I just brought on my daughter. Like, I'm trying to get my youngest daughter out of 3 to just rock the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we do. And I know Severe, I want to bring on Severe. I want to bring on Chris, because I know we rock that shit, and we do it right in a way that it's not, we're not biased. We're not trying to cater to some certain shit. We just try to speak our mind. And we know the game. We know enough. We know it right to at least share it. And when I say share it, it means like we're not opposed to hearing the comments. We're not opposed to hearing people in the chat give us some feedback. I rock it with it. You know what I'm saying? Like Raider Hawaii, Arnie, Jen Slinger, those guys, Raider Rundown, those guys. Like, we rock with you, and we love the feedback. You know what I'm saying? And so, just so you guys know, this is what you're gonna get with us. We're gonna be as real as we can be, and we want to rock with you guys as well. So, make sure you guys go hit up our guy Severe. You know what I'm saying? Hit up Severe. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and do our thing, because I'll be honest, as much as I have my subscribers, Chris has his, Severe has his, but at the same time, I respect Severe 100%. Not just because of his memory. God damn it.
His memory's stupid. His memory is absolutely insane.
You know what I'm saying? But the intel, the insight that he gives is real. So we're gonna rock it. We're gonna keep doing what you guys, and we're gonna make it right. So appreciate you guys. Hey, we went over the defensive free agents. We rocked with it. We did our segment, the best as Raiders, as well as start them, bench them, cut them, the whole nine. We had fun. And so we appreciate you. I said what's up to Severe. I said what's up to Chris, giving a shout to them. But at the same time, if you guys are in town, Vegas, the Sunday, February 23rd, if you guys can be in town, just hit us up, Barcode Burger. We're gonna rock it out, have a good time. So
and the event and the after party is brought to you by the Midnight Rose. So you know that's where the after party is gonna be. So
I didn't see Myra G in this, so I didn't know if there's a midnight party. So shout out to Myra G. Jen Slinger, man, subbed 100%, man. I appreciate you, man. Love it. So, but any last thoughts, guys, before we get out of here? Because we've been rocking for 3+ hours. Any last thoughts? We're just touching on Jeff's numbers, but
no facts. I know about to say, man, but pretty appreciate the kind words. Jeff's like 3 hours.
It was like that's a short.
That's a short.
Not quitting already. So nah, man. Yeah, man. Appreciate you guys and all the kind words. Appreciate everybody subbing. You know, hey, if I can give you over that 1,000 a night, much appreciated, man. Much appreciated. Been at it for like about a year now, a little bit more than a year now. So you know, it was fortunate to link up with these guys. You know, they welcomed me in with open arms, even though I talk a whole bunch of shit. You know, I'm kind of radioactive sometimes in these Raider streets. So they still hopped on with your boy, man. Appreciate everybody, all the consistent viewers, man. You know, all the feedback we get in the comment section, all that stuff, man. Appreciate all you guys.
100%. Chris, last thoughts.
Yeah, man. You know, you guys know I appreciate every last one of you guys, man. So, you know, definitely don't hesitate to you know, leave a comment in on the actual video, man, because I respond to all comments. You know, whether it's on the video or just in you know, on IG or whatever, man. So, you know, we definitely all of us, we love engaging with you all, man. So, and we appreciate every like that you guys do. I mean, just you guys just sitting here listening to us, man. You guys could be anywhere else. So definitely appreciate you guys.
Yeah, 100%. And just a heads up, in a couple months, there is the Raider summer kickoff party in Bakersfield, California. We're going to try to put something together. You might do something for that. You know what I'm saying? So just watch out for that. We're going to make sure it work. But at the end of the day, Severe, Chris, appreciate you guys rolling with me. We're making a rock. If you guys are in the Vegas area next weekend, Sunday, the 23rd, Barcode Burger, we're going to make it right. So appreciate you guys. Hey, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. What's left of it. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll hit you guys on Tuesday night, and we'll make it rock. Appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your week. Start your weekend. We'll see you guys in the next one. We're out.